You know, I got nothing for this one actually. I had no idea what to play today. I was gonna play something else entirely, and then it turned into, well, actually, I don't have anyone to play it with, and the last time I tried to play it solo off-stream, actually the last 2 times, it was completely miserable. So we're just not gonna do that. So I just have myself an online single player. Give me 1 second. My brain went straight to the mode of me playing by myself. Lobby ID search. I'm gonna get copyright struck if I go any further.
This is gonna be fun.
Okay, let me photo this, and then I will lobby code up. But yeah, I genuinely didn't know what to play today, because I'm like, I normally play Warframe today, but since there's not really much to do with Warframe, I'm taking a small break from that. You'd be surprised how much that actually messes you up. Okay. Alright, we pin this. Hope I didn't make any mistakes. It doesn't look like I did. Cool. Awesome. Let's rock. And by that, I mean, let's actually get into this now. Also, I've done a little bit of hunting off stream. If you remember the last time we were playing, we were at 500 even when we finished things up. I may or may not have killed 50 off stream. It's not even an exaggeration. I mean, you can see the numbers. I've killed 50 extra.
Yes.
As always,
Any
we're doing
quests
the
you wanna
next
go on?
increment, so I guess tomorrow we're hitting 600, I guess. That or I'll just swap. Actually, I was gonna say, first because I'll swap the thing, but I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'll just do the same thing twice. I don't really care. I didn't really know what to do. I was considering playing Sea of Thieves today, but I'm like, the last time I played, it was miserable. I was not going to put myself through that without having someone else there to goof around with. Just because one of those things that it would have felt
See you again, Hunter.
really bad on stream to be bombarded and constantly be annoyed just trying to do quests and having 2 people try to jump me constantly. You know, 3 people trying to jump me constantly. You know, I don't mind to a certain extent because I get that there's a PvP aspect. It's like DVD. I know that there's going to be a PvP aspect, but there's a certain point where you're like, okay, just because there's a certain PvP aspect does not mean I want to be doing that. It's like playing DVD. There's a couple different ways to play that game. Doesn't mean that all of them are fun to play in that way, if that makes sense. Because there are ways to do it, doesn't mean that it's fun to do it.
If you like soup and noodles, we've got a special delivery for you.
No, I need food. So my meal is empty because I was doing a lot of Rompopo hunting. And I actually didn't even bother with that to go ahead and do the thing. Realistically, we probably want this. Oops. And again, it's one of those things of, normally I'd go for the attack up with the Suja meal, but I'd rather just have the extra defense because I know I'm going to be getting hit a lot because they overtuned the hitboxes on Big Rumpopo just a little. So it's one of those things, it does feel slightly artificially difficult. So it doesn't feel amazing in some cases to deal with. Is it still better? I was gonna say, I got the Barina thing there. Is it better objectively to wear the gore? I mean, that is 90 versus 80. Slightly worse, not that really matters. I get 2 levels of evade window. Now, to be fair, I think I still get the same amount of evade window, because I get 3 here. Do I only have 3 on this? I could have sworn I had more. I guess I don't. Might actually be worth running gore then. So I know before I was running purely. No, yeah, I think we go gore then, honestly. It's a little bit less defense, but that means unfortunately we do lose the one thing there. You've got to be kidding me. Actually, to be fair, this is primarily my Rumpopo hunting set. I can get away with 3. I have Bubble Blight that will give me the extra evade boost. Yeah, it's only level 3. The extra regen is probably going to be more important. I can always change it out if I need to.
Yes.
Alright, let's see if that guy still needs help. Nope, he got curb stomped. That's not surprising. That I got a full lobby. Probably got curb stomped. Oh well. Well, not gonna change much.
Commencing the quest by order of the guild. We received useful supply items. Care to give them a try?
I just realized I didn't update the one message. Yeah, I can still do it. I'll just fix it after this. Alright. Oh. Alright, well, problem solved.
I've set a bomb. Bomb set.
Right then, let's get this started, shall we?
I was curious to test to see how long it would take to actually kill one of these, the 2-star ones, by myself. My best time I had, I did like 3 tests of it during those kills. I hit like a minute 11, a minute 3, and then I had 59 seconds at one point. Here it was a minute 11, 59, and then a minute 3, so take as you will, but... Yeah, one of the few times I would actually potentially want to use a regular weapon over a GOG weapon. That's mostly just because of Slick Blade. It's weak to water. And then on top of that, you got Slick Blade covering for you as well. Extra affinity is great. Alright, let's... Also, I need to get the counter up. I forgot to do that. That is one more for the count.
Yes. Hey.
Not me with all my gear stacked up. Alright, we got any other low ranks that need help? Nope. We move on to high ranks then. Nope. We move on to tempereds then. This again, I want to do the one case with the doctor one, but the problem is you get so many people that are just unprepared that you really can't do much on that one without praying to whatever's holy that they actually have poison res and that they're prepared properly. Which is a shame, because I actually like doing that one. It's not bad. Like, even solo... Well, just my... Not solo, but... Well, technically solo, technically not. Even with just myself and Gustavo, I could easily get it down to, like, 12, 14 minutes.
Commencing the quest. By order
I had
of
it
the
down to
guild.
10 at one point. So... Here's what it is. Alright, let's find this thing. Okay, he's moving down. We're gonna do a little bit of flying. Because, yeah, he's coming straight into the territory. Hello, friend. I want to... Okay, you're not gonna let me say the line. I was gonna say I want to play a game, but we are in fact not playing games. I wonder if they're actually using the... I have it disabled, but so I can't rely on people not to say something. I've seen people... Well, I have had it on there. I've had to... Luckily I didn't have to censor it, because it didn't show up, but I'm not risking something popping up and you got people saying stuff they really shouldn't be for a stream. So unfortunately, I'm treated as liable for whatever anyone else says on stream. So if you got people making heinous statements or jokes, I'm held accountable. Which I do get. Which means unfortunately I cannot risk it. So I have no idea if they're talking or if they're both just silent. If they are talking, I wonder what they're talking about. Lucky combo. Actually loved it. Termin's annoying. Loved to have taken that wound. Two of us maybe could have gotten it then. Extra damage at least. Oh well. Could break his back. Thundermill coming in clutch at least. Wow, it took me on the one, put me on the other. You know, in most cases I would have loved that to get both of them, but we're clearly just focusing this one down. At that point, well, I didn't even have to charge the Wyvern's fire. I was gonna say I was in the middle of charging the Wyvern's fire, but didn't even need to blast it. I don't even need these parts. I'm just carving it up for the sake of it. It's like Wyvern's gems I would not complain about having an extra of. Alright, come here, boy. Okay, it was only a 4 hit, but that's not bad. It would be really funny if we took him down in that time period, too. But to be fair, there were 4 of us. That was not happening. 8 HP would have been inflated enough that it would not have happened. Also, I'm going to go ahead and slightly update that message I did say. Because that way, if we do have anyone that's on the lower end, the higher level people probably fine. But for the lower end people, I want to make sure that they know that they can just pop in chat if they need to. Where is the bloody... There we go. Okay, we want to make sure that they have the option to potentially come by. That way, if they need some help with story stuff, they can. Because it's like, okay, yeah, we get the big people. You know, they're not in, you know, the people that have the Gogma Arsh and stuff probably don't need help. But the people that do, you know, they got options. Alright, let's mark some Rompopos. Again. That's a Gipsaros. That's not a Rompopo. Do show up in the same quest, though. Or can show up in the same quest. Speaking of which, I really need to knock out a couple of those side quests still. To be fair, it's not like I have any kind of incentive to do it. Well, not necessarily not incentive, but I don't know, it's one of those things I don't have any obligation to do it, I guess. Yeah, we're going first. So I really want to take that wound right now, we're going to save it. Because right now we got reduced damage anyway, and they can poke a whole bunch of extra holes. That one I was afraid I was going to potentially need to. Okay, now it's fair game. Dual Blades really excels at that. That's making wounds and taking them. To be fair, it's mostly just because it's single target DPS. Against like a pack of bears, for instance, this gonna suck. Or against something that has a lot. To be fair, it's also the shortest range of the game. So I guess anything that's super flighty is gonna suck. Like I remember trying to do Seregios for the first time. Absolutely miserable. Trying to do it with dual blades. Even when I did it on stream, after a couple of times of doing it, to be fair, I brought in Gunlance at that point. Like, I came in prepared with the Gunlance, and that was because of the fact that it has the same issue as Rathalos does.
At any rate, all's well that ends well.
Also, someone's got Fabio's shield. Fabio's shield and spear. We can respect it. Yeah, I probably don't need to go ahead and offer to these people. They all are wearing pretty good gear. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a potential that I was the lowest ranked one here. Very possible. But yeah, I know tomorrow we're going to be playing Monster Hunter. I say, worst case, maybe I'll swap it up and play something else to compensate. But I didn't know what to play today. And I was, yeah, double check, make sure I thought I did. Add it correctly, but I want to be doubly sure. I'm gonna do that one. I'm gonna do that one. That one's gonna be more interesting, rather than just the one Rompopo one. I don't mind taking longer on that. We're fighting an Udra then. Tempered Udra. Is that the same sword and shield I had earlier? I think it might be. If it is, that's a funny coincidence. Which means they're probably looking for Rompopo hunting too.
We've been issued supplies. Feel free to take a look.
Alright, well. He's getting nuked off the face of the earth. He's right there. Even if they're going for Udra, I'm probably just gonna go ahead and go for Rompopo. Because I'm closer to Udra. Or closer to Rompopo than Udra. And again, I have stuff that's specially made to take care of this. Again, normally I would go for Udra here first, but Udra's way further away. I'm still contributing, technically. Which means, I was gonna say, we're gonna be hitting the same amount of damage, more or less, anyway, so. Just the order. That or maybe a little bit faster if we're lucky. So, lucky by that. Taking this. Like I said, I do feel a little bad though, because they're going after Udra, but look, he's on the other side of the map. I'm not zipping down to the other side of the map just for Udra. But I have a valid target right here. We gotta kill both of them. So at that point, they both gotta go. Doesn't matter the order. Level up the head, but that'll work too. Also, we do get guaranteed flare gem out of this. Ooh. There we go, that's what I wanted. Tongue. Imagine if I just been targeting the wrong Rompopo this entire time. I know I'm not, but yeah, I was gonna get hit by that for sure. Blocking the animation, but okay, now I suddenly feel now I'm worried. I do not like capturing them. I treat that as a mark of shame. We clearly got someone speeding through. I mean, if it gets captured, it gets captured, but I don't like that. Not at all. One of the few times I actually wanted to be able to run at that point. Okay, I'm gonna take a sharpness. I'm going to sharpen up. To be fair, this thing is going to have the same strength as new Udra effectively, because it's gonna be treated as 8-star. So it's gonna be a lot tankier. Which at least makes this thing an actual worthy adversary. Not necessarily fully worthy because we get the 10-star, but you get what I mean. Okay, there we go. I was worried. I guess to be fair, someone probably brought the stuff for Udra, but not for Rampopo, or saw that we were just killing it, so it was just faster to kill it. Which, either way, that works. Like I said, I would have taken it if it got captured, but I would not have been as happy about it personally. That's also because I just don't like. I don't want to switch weapons. Just as a habit, I guess. So I just don't like capturing those things. Goes against the goal, you know. I still count it for the purposes of. Yeah, there's flare jump. I'm not gonna complain about that. That's good though. We're gonna need that for some of the Arctemper New Udra stuff anyway. So more's always liked. But it's one of those things. If I see that, and my heart immediately jumps out of my chest. Because, you know,
Yes.
kind of goes against my whole goal of trying to extinct the species if we're capturing them. If I can... Right, I forgot that doesn't count as a field. So I was gonna say, I'd love to go ahead and take that as one for me, but I'll just take this one, I guess. That's fine. 7 minutes, okay. To be fair, it is solo. Could be a guy that's a low rank still. But he's first Rampopo. Not first Rampopo, but first high rank Rampopo. That's an interesting name. Spelled wrong. First of all, it's spelled wrong. But second of all, interesting choice for a name. Not as bad as some of the other ones I've seen on this game. Some of them that are bad enough that I definitely cannot repeat on stream. I've seen some very unhinged names on this game. Oh, well, I mean, that counts. Doesn't feel as thing there, but to be fair, I did come in on a 7-minute. It was very likely possible that it was nearly dead. I got a couple hits off, so it's not entirely without contributing. And again, I know the game will count it. I personally wouldn't, but as I said, we're going to count whatever the game counts. We have kept for a bit, but I'll leave stream up and back later. Alright, thanks Halo, I appreciate it. Have fun doing whatever. I'm not sure what it is, but whatever it is, hope it goes well.
Yes.
I had a couple of thoughts on what I was going to play today initially. I know I said earlier I was going to do Sea of Thieves initially, but again, same issue that I had with Phasmo. I don't find the game particularly fun by myself. Especially when I know that there's other people that will absolutely... Ah, okay, gotcha. You got an appointment. Fair enough. Yeah, fingers crossed that goes well. This is a horrible idea, but sure. I'll try at least. I'll try. And like, this is one of the ones that if it gets captured, I'm not going to complain about. It's whatever at that point. It's a 10-star one. I can at least understand on this one. But, you know, 9 out of 10 cases, unless the mission is explicitly capture mission, you really don't need to capture it unless everyone's nearly dead. Unless it's like a Soregios or...
Let's head out.
You know, an Arc-tempered new Arkfeld or new Udra or something like that. Like, I can understand then. Or it's a 10-star Rampopo, you know, Arc-tempered Rampopo. I can understand there. I'm not as upset about that. But if it's like a 4-star Rampopo, then it's like, okay. Like, I don't want to have to scold them, but like at the same time, these people are coming in unprepared. I've gotta... Like, this thing hurts. This man nearly died. Like, I don't care if he is a 10-star. Like, I don't care if he's the best longsword player in the world. Doesn't matter if he dies. Oh, I missed the jump. Actually, I just noticed. Yep, that's what I was worried about. Entirely avoidable. We're watching out for the ult. Which means got a rough idea where his HP is then. Can we get insurance mail? Never mind. See, this is what I was talking about. This is what happens. This is me able to hold my own pretty well. And I know I could go down at some point. There's people that I don't know how prepared they are. It's a big question mark. Which scares me just a little, you know? Is he going to fight Monkey? He's going to fight Monkey. I don't think that lure pod was necessary, but you know, fair enough. Okay, that does a lot of damage because I was doing a leaping attack. That sucks. Oh, that's gonna kill me. It did not kill me. Thank God for Defender Meal. I think I had that one boost from the guy. The Haunting Horn. I'll take the 4-shot on that. That's gonna hurt otherwise. I'll take a 4-shot on that. It's not the ideal, but I will take that. Ooh, perfect block. By that I just meant I really just blocked as soon as the game gave me the opportunity to. Okay, we are in fact cooking just a little bit, but my question becomes how long? That's not gonna help it when you're not even facing it. We just block through. Ah, I got nuked on that one. I didn't see the geyser underfoot. Oh Jesus! I spawned right in the blast zone. Okay, let's not get utterly kablammed. I'm going to go ahead and step back for a moment. And pop those first aid meds that I get. I'll take this up to here. Guess I
Don't
can
forget
avoid
that small monster carvings are just as useful as those from large ones.
I'm gonna pop the seeds. Yeah, this thing's a walking particle accelerator. And by that, it's gonna be killing you from 0 to 100 real quick. 'Cause, yeah, we got one death. Nope, you're getting hit. Your arrogance will be your downfall right here. By that, I mean I hope. Ooh, got that. Okay, well, I'm not gonna complain about Longsword Man dropping, because I know he didn't have Poison Rise before. I don't know if he does now, or did now, but... I'm surprised. We might actually kill this thing. If we do, that'll be a shock of a lifetime. Again, less resources than I thought we would need to, but again, very close. Like, I wouldn't complain if it was captured now. Okay, I'll take the 100. It's not what I wanted, but it'll work. Okay, we actually killed it. That's rare. I think playing with the randoms, this is like the second time I've seen them actually.
Amazing. This will surely lead to a breakthrough in our research. I owe it all to you and this monster.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised that we actually got through this. Pleasantly surprised, even so. I won't complain about that. Because it does feel good to do 10-star Rumpopo on stream. But at the same time, dear lord. That one's kind of funny, but I'm going to get rid of it. It's not that amazing. Just fire attack with some like stuff like hunger resistance and all that. Am I still putting the thing? I am. It's just with the host.
Ooh,
But yeah, like I said, that normally doesn't happen. So,
right.
we take it.
I'm here if you need me.
Alright, I'm gonna put the other stuff back though for the moment. So I'm not gonna be... I have Godbook Essence. Alright. Apparently I have
Creating an
Godbook
item
Essence.
list. I can help you source materials.
Thank you.
I'll talk to them for you.
And anything that I want? No. Yeah, no. What do you want for the other one there? Great Windward Aloe. I haven't got any of that yet. I'm surprised. It was an Eternal one for a new Duna plate that I would have maybe picked it up. I think today... So I don't have a lot. To be fair, I think wild herbs, they're kind of hard to get. Do a little bit of garlic. I would love the specialty sold garlic, but yeah, Truffle du Congo as well is kind of rare.
Okay, come back anytime.
But, eh. I think I have 2 seconds and 5 seconds on the one.
Of
Actually,
course.
do I have any
Come back
Rompopos on
anytime.
my end? I do! He's right here. I'm like, I knew there was one at some point that was coming. I didn't realize that it was right now. To be fair, it's not gonna matter when he's dead pretty shortly, but...
Commencing the quest. Are you ready?
Hello, monkey. Goodbye, monkey. The humble exploding gorilla. Natural enemy of whatever the Rompopo is. Chemical, poison, gas, balloon, animal thing. The inflatable whoopee cushion kiwi? I feel like it's probably kind of like a kiwi or mosquito. It's got a beak that looks like a kind of like a kiwi. I guess you can kind of. To be fair, it's not really bird-like or mosquito. I was gonna say it's more mosquito-like than bird-like, but it's like I don't think this thing has feathers. It doesn't look enough like a bird. It looks closer like a lizard at that point. To be fair, it looks probably more like a giant, oversized mosquito that lost wings compared to a kiwi. But... Careful. Kiwi's a bird. I don't know. This thing's an enigma. This thing's an abomination in nature. Luckily, we won't have to worry about that in a moment, because it will be dead. Love if I wasn't locked in that animation right now, but... Nope, you ain't hit me with that tail. I wonder how many peony sparklers that I would have seen if I just looked up, like right now, because I know that they're not right. But there's none right here I can see. You see, they're all the orange kind, like the orange-yellow kind. I know there's like the purple kind. I'm gonna grab the null berries for the sake of. If I remember right, null berries in lore taste horrible. To be fair, I imagine they probably would. So when they can, if I remember right, Dragonblight's one of those things that it messes with your mind a little bit. White impacts your damage, you aren't able to perform at your best.
Looks like it's moving to a new area.
At least from my understanding of it. I mean, I know fire is literally just burn. I don't think I need to explain toxin or blast. You got some explosive substance. It's gonna go off on you. So, not too much of a stretch to figure out. You know, ice is you just getting frozen. Either literally into like a snowman or being frozen into place or whatever. I mean, lightning is just you being electrified, so you're probably getting paralyzed. Which is, I believe, what happens generally. Makes sense.
I'll talk any materials I find in your field pouch.
Eric, I don't need an antidote. I thank you, but like I don't need antidotes. I'm fine. I have poison immunity. I don't know how a decoration or two gives me. I don't know how a talisman gives me Actually, it's because it's got protective ward on it. It's 100% the lore. I would guess. To be fair, I know that there's different stuff that gives you things, but like, if I had to take a guess on it, it's probably like some protective charm. Like, I know it's just a decoration, because theoretically that could be anything. It could be like a magic amulet that my guy's wearing.
And complete. Rewards
Or it could be
come
like
to
a
me.
special cursed ring or something like that. Not cursed, but like it could be like a specialized ring. It's like, I'm sure that there's probably certain things like, you know, environmental protection. I'm sure you could probably have like some kind of thing, like a heat resistant ring or something like that. Those, I know that there are stuff like that. It's not super heat resistant, but it's one of those things that give rings that can absorb heat, or
Changing.
just metal and a couple other things. But like, that's a whole other thing. There's, to be fair,
I'll
I
get
still
ready
wouldn't
too.
recommend for that purpose, but you know, there's probably some kind of logic behind it. Some kind of rhyme and reason.
Yes.
Any quests you want to go on?
After we finish up today's Rompopo hunts, I think what I'm going to do... Also, I need to update this because I got one more. After we do today's Rompopo hunts, what I'm going to do is... you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and save the last one I just did. It's a quick one. It's a 5-star one. It's whatever. I could just go ahead and do that real quick then. So I'll get through lickety-split, quick and simple. Then we'll be back to seeing what people need help. Because I checked, we didn't have anyone. Not for tempered, not for basic, not for low rank. Or not for high rank, not for low rank.
Okay, Hunter. Eyes keen, minds sharp.
So at that point, might as well just do it again. Just be a little carefree. To be fair, tempered one is going to be too different. But like, I'm not really in the mood to go ahead and try and hunt two of them at the same thing there. So that's normally why I save the ones that have multiple in there, is because I know that there will be two Rompopo, so I hit the non-target first, and then I hit the target after. I kinda don't feel like hitting two of them up right now. We're just slowly gliding down.
I put some materials.
It does make me sad knowing that if we were winged creatures, we probably wouldn't be able to fly without massive wings.
I'll just hop off for now.
Like massive, like 10, 15 foot wingspan. If I remember, a 20 foot wingspan, somewhere around there. Because the fact of the average human, even if we took like an average 150 pound human, that's still 150 pounds. You gotta be able to lift off the ground and be able to sustain that while also gaining height. That's the reason a lot of birds that things that fly tend to be kind of small. Unless we're playing off rules of magic on that one, which fortunately we ain't got that in this world. As nice as that would be sometimes. I'm gonna pull up my bag of holding as I go to the bank and go. To be fair, if that kind of stuff was real, we'd 100% be using bags of holding instead of wallets.
The terrain there. I think we can use it in combat.
Because we wouldn't need one. We could just put everything we needed in there. That or you don't. To be fair, I think wallets would still have some fashionable use. Well, fashionable, like, you know what I mean. There's probably some use for it, because you could still put everything inside the wallet. But I'm like, just get a second bag of holding then. Like, I'm sure you could probably, at that point, by that logic, design a bag of holding that's a lot smaller that's used for cards and such. Now, would it probably be as clean and simple as a wallet? Probably not. but would it get the job done? Absolutely. Again, if you just want to put everything inside one bag, you absolutely could too. You do everything in one place. Well, the problem is if it gets stolen, but just stuff the thief in the bag of holding. Oh, you intrusive thoughts on that one? You just stuff the thief in the bag of holding. Can't steal it if they're in there. It's an awful thought. Reload at least. Got a couple hits off. Should we take that? He's gonna be on his way over to the next area anyway. Might as well. How far are you going, my man? Okay, there we go. That gets you in place, and it gets the Tyranidath on you. Okay, I still really want a giant Tyranidath whenever the DLC comes out. I want to see a great Tyranidath. I don't know how, I don't care how, I want to see it happen. Especially because, like, the high rank store, I get the fact that it was obviously introducing, you know, reintroducing monsters from older games. But missed opportunity to introduce new monsters that could have adapted to the environment. Because the only one we really got out of it was Arkfeld, and that was because we didn't get Arkfeld as a final boss, effectively. Because of Zoshia. I still think it was a missed opportunity to have Arkfeld be the final boss. I mean, I'm happy that it was for the high rank campaign, but it should have been in general. I see a lot of people that need stuff. I'll see how many I can actually get to. No, that one's finished. Let's do this one. I was just called Cat. So this is Gustavo, and what's your palico called? Cat. No, I can respect it. It's kind of funny in its own right. Alright. Yeah, this should be easy enough to just blitz through. I don't know, you mark it preemptively.
Things are going our way.
You should have seen me trying to do the 2-star one that was available by myself, because it doesn't have the massive inflated HP that having three other players slash support hunters have. If I flicked that thing's wound without jumping onto it and doing a focus strike, it would just pop immediately. It was so funny. If you did like 40 damage to it, gone. Like I said, I preemptively marked on this one for, I was gonna say for no good reason. Like, no, that's a good reason. That's a pretty good reason on that. But yeah, we got some nice quests to do after we finish this up. bring out the squirt gun. Just shooting it with a squirt gun, shooting his body with a squirt gun repeatedly. It's funny. It's awful, but it's funny. I don't know, to be fair. On the topic of other games that I haven't played in a bit,
Yes.
I should go over some of the ones I have. Like, I've not played Medieval Dynasty in a bit, I know that. But it's one of those games that I'm like, I don't really know what to do in it, because it's one of those that's just kind of a builder. And I feel like, I mean, to be fair, I could go back to it. I wouldn't mind at some point. I know it can be a pain to load in sometimes. Because of Unreal Engine not being the easiest to run sometimes, but it's whatever. But I don't know, I could come back to that at some point, but I'm like also just not really sure what to do in terms of expanding the village. It's one of those things I'd love to have some other people in, but I don't know. That or it might just be time to, if I do get back into it, it might be time to just say, screw it, start fresh in a new village. And kind of just go from there. It's not like I don't like the current village, it's just I'm also aware that I kind of put in an awkward spot when there's probably better spots out there on the map. Where I'm like, I wouldn't mind restarting, picking out a different spot, and trying to make something more unique happen. Of course, it would still need to be on the way to the town, so it would need to be somewhere within reason, but I could always just expand the number of days in a season, too. Like, I wouldn't mind doing like 8 days each, like 8 or like 7 days each, if I've already done that. If I put like 8 already, or probably 7 already. Wouldn't mind boosting that up a day to compensate, account for travel time if I was further away. That would be fine with me. I think it was 6-star as opposed to 5-star. The Tempered Monkey. Get Fabio here. I love Fabio. It is cool seeing Fabio come back. I know he was around in some of the earlier games in the series. Or, Generations, if I remember right. He was the Ace Lancer. So knowing that he's back is kind of cool. If I remember right, it was a much more younger looking Fabius. I do appreciate the fact that it shows that there's definitely been some time passing. Because he's clearly no longer in his prime, in comparison to before, but he's still formidable. Still a formidable force. So there's plenty of games that are like, oh, this game's only, you know, 2 years apart, 3 years apart from the other one. And it's like, well, you know, in some cases, like for example, easiest example that I can think of is like Pokemon Black and White 2, where I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. It's literally supposed to be a sequel to it. It happens a couple years, 2 or 3 years after Black and White. But you know, there's other games that I played where it's like, yeah, we're gonna continue, and despite a whole bunch of these plot points happening, we're just gonna go ahead and have, you know, having a very good opening at the end to do other things and get real creative with it. We're gonna go ahead and make it so that way the plot happens, you know, 1 month after the end of the. It's like you just had one world-ending catastrophe. This was just dead. Just still wailing on it the entire time afterwards. Alright, monkey, time to die. Your time has come. Oh, there's another on Popo. Fabio, what are you doing?
With everything you have.
Alright, monkey, let's go. Tussle, we can tussle. I'd love to have jumped on one of those wounds, but we take what we can get. Ooh. That hurts just a little bit. Ooh, that was a nice dodge. Okay, get that. Playing him, and... another wound for him. Got at least like a couple corkscrews in. Ugh. Would you like to whiff, apparently, because he's moving. Would you like to hold still? I overshot that slightly. I account for the angle that he was at. Very close to it though. If I'd been slightly lower, I actually might have been able to dome him in the face. Which would have been really funny to stun him. Or about to. Give me another chance. Monkey, I need you to hold still. Can I swing that up? Why? Ah, he's in the animation, so he couldn't have been stunned by that. That's unfortunate. Better hit his. Love that. Ooh, that has bigger range than I thought it did. God, 10-star Ajaricon would be a menace to society. Could you imagine? No, Fabio! I'll miss you, Fabio. Nah, dome him in the face. Or try to. Ow. We'll take that. That works too. It's not like doming him in the face, but... Monkey, hold still. Okay, he did not in fact hold still. Kind of hoping he would, so that way I could actually go ahead and dome him and stun him again. That would have been really funny, but... we rock with it.
Amazing. This will surely lead to a breakthrough in our research. I owe it all to you and this monster.
Give me everything in the area.
Good boy.
Collect all the natural resources for me.
You.
Nom 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 nom. There's so many. Almost 1,000 of these. I don't have over 1,000 of these. I have a lot more than I thought of these. How many hides do I have? I know I have like 3,500 hides. Got a lot of monkey stuff too. And marrow. Because the medullas and marrows are both hard to get. I'll take a hunter symbol too. We actually need. I was gonna say we have plenty of these. 100 symbol 3s. I can go hunt a high rank monster if I really need them. The 100 symbol 2 is the really awkward ones because there's only a handful of monsters that are kind of on the end of that you'd fight. There's a 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. 1, maybe 2. I know there's an instance where I think it can be 2. It might have to be the alpha one though. For tempered one. That's a 3. That's a 1. That's a 3. That's a 1. That's a 1. That's a 2. It's a 3. I believe this is a 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1. I believe you count for a 2. I think you count for a 2. I believe you might be a 2. I believe you can get down to 4 stars, so you're a 1. I could be wrong though. I've only hunted 3 of you, and and one of them was literally in the Gormagala quest. So I know you're a 3. You're a 3. I believe your tempered form can be a 3, but I wouldn't be surprised if you're a 2 for the most part. I know you're a 3. You're a 3. You have different stuff. And also you just don't appear tempered outside of doing the one quest, so you're kind of irrelevant. And as I said, you have your own stuff because you're Final Fantasy, so the way you work is I believe you get a different armor set. I believe the way it works in Final Fantasy 14 is if you beat a high rank version of the boss, you get a special armor set available from them, if I remember right. Again, I played very little Final Fantasy 14. I just remember that being something from what I've been told by someone else who has played it. Then again, you don't have a tempered form at all just because you're an Elder Dragon. You're kind of a funny.
Yes.
Tempered not tempered Gormagala. Tempered Gog. 500,000 HP. Actually, not even 500,000 HP, a million HP. Five strength tempered Gog. 12 star, 500,000 HP. I'd cry. Not literally, but considering I know 10-star arc tempered Archveld with 4 players is like 210 HP, roughly. Like 210k HP.
Commencing the quest.
So I know
Are you ready?
Uthduna's 140.
Let's begin then.
Raydal, I believe, is 100. Udra's 120. And I believe Jindahad's 180 at 4 players. 5 strength. For the arc tempered one. Oh.
Don't forget that small monster carvings are just as
Again,
useful
not
as
me
those
coming in
large
late.
ones.
I mean, if the game's gonna count it, I will. Again, I'm not necessarily in need of any rewards, so I don't mind. Well, I'll just carve it up for the sake of. Of course, this is one of the Mizu blades. Well, at least cosmetically, anyway, at least. If not straight up. Like I said, I feel like the Mizu blades are one of the few examples of a weapon that actually might be better than a Gogma, and that's under specific circumstances. Like, if I'm fighting New Udra, you know, variability. If I'm fighting something like a Rompopolo or an Ajaricon, I'm probably taking the Mizu blades because I know this thing's gonna be, especially a Rompopolo, it's gonna be going where there's a lot of oil. That thing is going to get hard countered by the Mizu blades. Not only elemental weakness, but I still need to do a tempered version of this. To be fair, we did do the tempered version of this once, albeit it was a 3 strength one, and it's 8 star, I believe. But,
Yeah.
Okay, we can start looking at some of this stuff once we finish up. We only got 14 kills to go. We've got plenty of time. And again, part of that was literally just doing a couple bigger missions. We could have probably been much higher at this point if we wanted to. Let me go check to see if there's any in my vicinity. No. So we'll just do this one again. Because I'll pre-move that to 562. Because like I'd have to actively throw in order to lose to this thing. Even with 3, well, I was gonna say I had 4 downs even. Well, 3 downs actually. I was gonna say because 4th one would be a loss, but I'd make actually. No, that's not even wrong actually. I was gonna say because I have 4 downs I'd have to do. I'd basically have to let this thing kill me without even trying to kill it. In essence. Like, I would have to let this thing wail on me without me even putting up a fight. And let's be real, that's not happening. Like, this thing has a better odds of me randomly having a heart attack midstream. And I don't think I'm having a heart attack midstream.
Take a look in the field pouch later. I put all the materials I found in there.
I'll just hop off for now.
Like, I hope I don't have a heart attack midstream. That'd be very concerning, but you get what I mean. You know, it's something that's astronomically unlikely. Since I know I have a relatively decent heart. Saw how goofy its head is when it's deflated. I wonder if we'll get any new monsters that are going to be like variants of old ones, because you usually get some that are variants of old ones. So I wonder if any of the wild monsters will get new variants to them. So, like, I don't see, like, for example, I don't see Vexper Rompopolo is one of those that, obviously we wouldn't know what the new areas are like. If it's just an expansion to the original map, yeah, I don't see Rompopo getting a variant. I think it'd be really cool to have like if you had like a fiery area similar to the base of the basin, I would love to see a like fiery Jindahato. Because it theoretically works. We have the walking radiator. Or I guess we actually technically it's a walking AC unit. We have the walking AC unit. We could have a walking radiator as well. It'd be kind of funny seeing a Chedicabra. I would love to see a water Clemitris. Or even one that was like a Cockatrice Clemitris properly. Make it dragon element, make it able to stun you. Because they have it petrified, but I'm like, nah. Give it, because I know there's some variations of the Cockatrice that instead of it just turning you to stone, it just stuns you in place. So give it some kind of ability that can stun you in place then.
Almost there. Looks like it's moving to a new area.
And it's not like you can immediately lead up with a dragon element monster anyway. Because you'd be playing the DLC going in with probably pretty decent weapons from high rank. So you couldn't immediately argue, because you have to do the high rank stuff first, I imagine. So at that point, I'd argue that you could easily just put a dragon monster immediately in there. Because you have dragon weapons available, it's not like you wouldn't have dragon available immediately to deal with it. And even then, it's who said it has to be weak to dragon? It could be dragon element monster weak to something else. You know, maybe this one's weak to ice instead of water. So I do wonder what they're going to do with the Gogma Arshan stuff, whenever that DLC comes out. Because they're kind of like the go-to weapons right now. In a lot of cases for people. But I like still using some of the regular stuff. Then I also don't have to roll 20 billion times potentially, 20 billion times. I don't have to go out and do GOG just to get a couple rolls for a weapon, and then potentially have that mess up a whole bunch of other stuff on different tables. So
I'm glad you made it
there's
through
that
safely.
too. So that's a nice kind of.
We're getting paid well for that one.
I'm gonna go ahead and just spear him.
I'm stating the obvious, but
I'll get the pyrite. And then Dawnbreak, we get flashbanged immediately after Rumpo dies. We're gonna exit the quest. Yeah, that was a long one. I'm surprised it took 5 minutes. To be fair, part of it was just travel time.
Yes.
Because normally it's like 2.5 minutes. That's really not that threatening. But to be fair, he's all the way down in a spot I don't think I have any kind of stuff for. Oh, this is fine. Again, I will preemptively hit this time. But yeah, so that's the thing. So getting into the games, like I said, I dropped the topic a while ago. I get back into it. Let me explain. I was talking about it, that I just dropped it randomly. But yeah, games that I've not really touched in a bit for stream. And just trying to explain as well, because I'm like, we got. Should we go in? I don't think it will be, but I also didn't check to see how much time.
On my way there.
Thing. Because like I said, Medieval Dynasty, I kind of just don't really know what to do in it. Because it's one of those things that's a city builder and it's a resource gathering, which, you know, it's cool to expand the city and grow the stuff there, but you know, there's only so much before it starts kind of getting repetitive, where unless I'm playing strictly on creative mode, which is not as interesting, you know, I'm sure you don't want to stream of me just trying to go ahead, build like one storage thing, and then getting a whole bunch of resources to stock up for the season. I could do that, it wouldn't be bad. It's just I don't think it would be the most entertaining, admittedly. And again, I'm kind of in a weird spot with that village. Where I'm like, I kind of have a good chunk of things, but I also just don't have... Like, I don't have room to grow in too many directions. Like, I kind of have to move in one specific direction. Because I have a town that's a little too close. Like, it definitely needs to be in a decent spot. To at least one town that is non-negotiable. Because that way I can at least get supplies. And I probably want to be decently close to the center area because of
Yes.
quests.
See you again, Hunter.
Don't actually keep tapping that.
Appreciates it.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's one of those things, like, problems like, I might just want to restart on that one. Hitman I considered going back to, but I'm like, A, it's been a while since I've played it. So I would need to relearn the controls, and I would probably want to do that off stream first. And B, it's one of those things of, I hate to admit it on my end, I'm something of a perfectionist sometimes. Anyone who's watched me for a good amount of time knows that. You know, certain games like Persona 5, for instance, when I was playing that actively, which again, the reason I haven't touched that as well is, I don't think I just have a big enough audience to be able to appreciate right now. It's one of those things if we added if we added like a 0 or 2 to the amount of people that consistently watched me and the amount of followers I had, you know, I would definitely be able to justify it, and I'd gladly do an entire playthrough. Heck, I'd even start from scratch again. But two of those things, I just don't think I have the proper size following for a game that's, you know, a good few years old at this point. Which is a shame, because it's an amazing game. I love the game. But the problem is that you can love a game and have it not be great for streaming, or vice versa. You can have a great that's great for streaming and then be awful to play. Then you get the people that feel like they have to run a specific game because, like, I've heard a couple people that have played Dead by Daylight talk about it before, how that's one of the only games they play because the fact it's one of the only games that actually gets them proper viewership on their channel. Which again, that's also why I'm like, I don't want to pigeonhole myself into one specific game. Because if that game starts dying, not a good time. Because that means whatever situation on your end, you're kind of just there. You're kind of just in an awkward position. Same thing with the opposite end of the coin. You don't want to spread yourself out too thin because the fact of if you play too many games or you play one thing one stream and then never come back to it ever, all the people that are coming by for that stream, for that game and not seeing you play it anymore, well, you just lost a whole chunk of your audience. But it is what it is. It's kind of why I'm happy with what kind of games I have right now. For sure, some of them I want to play more of are just not great for single player. Again, Phasmo, Sea of Thieves, etc. And yeah, I consider playing Sea of Thieves, but I'm like, that's gonna be a miserable time if I'm by myself. Especially even if I'd pull out like a little sloop, that'd be easy to control. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna get jumped on sight by someone. You know, I'll get sunk just because I'm grabbing supplies for myself, or I'm looking at a cosmetic for a shop after I just finished a supply run and I have literally nothing on my ship, even after I'm calling out and saying, hey, feel free to check my ship, I have literally nothing. But again, it is what it is. That's also why I'm like, I would much rather have a group of people to play that. I think it would just be more fun anyway to have a group of people to play Sea of Thieves. Which is why I haven't come back to it in a good bit. So I was playing it a little bit in January. I think it was maybe early February, one of the two. Late January, early February, somewhere around there I stopped playing. And again, that was just... I'd love to play more of it, but it's one of those things that's not a great single player experience unless you really know what you're doing. So I'm not gonna try to create an experience that's not gonna be enjoyable to watch in some kind of capacity. Because again, my thought process is if I'm not enjoying myself, it will be pretty obvious I'm not enjoying myself, which means it's gonna be a lot less enjoyable for y'all to watch. Because you can kind of probably tell when I'm not having a good time. Not exactly subtle about that where I've voiced frustrations before. Or even when I try to force myself on my end. You can probably tell when I'm having a good time versus when I'm just trying to force myself. I'm not playing Warframe today. It's not that I don't like the game, I love the game. It's been a channel staple. I think it's been like the one game I've actually kept on the channel consistently ever since I started. And even then I'm taking a 2-week break from it. Because I don't have anything game-wise that I really want to do. That isn't just the same old, same old. You know, working on Carnins, do some Circuit, do some Sortie, do an Arc on Hunter too. Work on decoration hunting. Speaking of which, I do get a little surprised when we come back to Warframe. I've been working on something off stream. That'll be something fun to do off. And like that means I can also just go onto it on my own time and not feel pressured to have to do X or Y or Z. On the game. Because like right now I feel like if I would have played it today, I'd have to do Operation Belly of the Beast stuff, even though we've had like 2 streams of it. And I've got more or less everything from it, so I don't have a genuine incentive to, outside of getting extra arcanes, which, sure, maybe not a bad idea to do. But at that point, I can just do that off stream on my own time.
It's on its last legs. Just a little more. Looks like it's moving to a new area.
Alright, good. That's also why I play a lot of DBD on the weekends, because unless I know I have people to play, like Tabletop Simulator or Phasmo or even some of the other stuff. Like I'd love to play Jackbox again at some point. I just need to figure out a night that it works. And I need to try and find a better configuration setup that works a little easier, because I know it can be a couple of them just don't work very well when I'm trying to potentially, go from one thing to another. Like 8 works fine, but the other ones I have are one of those that work a lot better off stream. Then I know there's a couple other games that are like, I'd love to have those. I would need to pick up some of the packs. So, and even then, I'm like, how many people would actually want to play that? I don't know. Same thing with King of the Castle. Fun game, but very real. I mean, you need at least 3 people to play it to begin with, and it's very much a party game. You need a group of people to be able to play it.
Well done.
And I played it once on stream. It was a great time. But
That's my partner.
you need to get a group of people that can sit down and play it on stream. You'll be prepared for like a 4-hour run.
Stating the obvious, but
Have a good
it's
time with
amazing.
things, but
Good boy.
we'll get there when we get there. I definitely think it's one of those things that I could do in the future. It's just trying to do it right now might be not in the best form of the cards. Which is a shame, but everyone's got to be everyone's at different phases on things. If I was like some big 5-10K follower, like 5 to 10K follower streamer that had the numbers to do that consistently, believe me, I would. To be fair, I'd probably also have a few other things on top of that would be better for stream, but try to make things a little easier there, but again, I'm basically a single man operation right now. Single croc operation even. Well, not necessarily barring, but outside of a couple of friends who I have modding for me, I kind of run things solo for the most part. I'll just do this. We'll do a double one. Oh, we should be at 565. I'll go double check when we get into the mission. But yeah, it is one of those things that just creates a situation where you're like, dunno. One of the things I really want to do at some point is to play Darkest Dungeon on stream. I've got it re-downloaded and everything. I just need to find a couple really nice mods. Okay, I'm on the right amount. I have a couple classes already that I'm going to add in, like Tactician. I fully intend to. We're probably going to have people die. It'll be a thing. And again, it's one of those things, the perfectionist in me is going to have an aneurysm, but so be it. To be fair, one of the nice things is I'll at least have some modded classes in. And I won't be going for anything too busted. I might toss in like one unit, because there's one unit that I do actually like using that is fun to use. A little strong, but you also literally only get one of them. They don't show up in the recruitment at all. At least I've never had it show up in the recruitment. So if it does show up in the recruitment, it must have very low odds, or it must be that the previous one has to die first. And even then, it's like, I wouldn't be able to bring that unit on every single mission anyway. So... And there are certain areas that I wouldn't dare bring that one to. There's a couple of them, like Bomber and Tactician, that I might slap in. Even the Crimson Court DLC includes as I have it. So I'll prototype the Courtesan class in as well for that. Because that one actually requires the Crimson Keep stuff to actually, or the Crimson Court stuff to actually work. Maybe that intended. Because it has certain interactions with it. Not just with certain object interactions, certain curio interactions, but also just how it's treated. It has certain requirements to it. Like, I believe it's always treated as having the actual name of it, but the Blood Plague. Crimson Curse. I know it's always treated as having it. So, yeah, that's a guaranteed dead unit if you don't have the Crimson Court stuff.
Great job, partner.
Because it'll eventually just die from not having the blood. But again, I think that might be pretty fun. Especially getting the idea of potentially letting people control a couple units and be like, hey, who wants to be what? And just praying everything goes as well as it could. Okay, nothing here. Alright, back to investigation. We'll do this one again. I just realized I had two of them, and I just focused down the one. Well, that's 5 of them as opposed to 6. To be fair, I was on a one-track automated mind on that one. I didn't even think. To be fair, it was bound to happen eventually. So, that's fine. At least it wasn't like a regular one that I easily could have plowed. To be fair, the tempered wasn't much of a difference, but...
We've been issued supplies. Feel free to take a look.
You know, if it's a regular one, I'd plow through that faster anyway, so I'm like, I'll take a tempered one over a basic one being gone. See, I want this one. Can I sneak attack you? Well, you're not my main target. I want to kill you first.
Here we go!
I remember I did this one the first time. I'm like, yeah, the other one had like 20 minutes on it, I believe, like 15 or 20 minutes, whatever the minimum amount was. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably on your way to be leaving. So, I'm not gonna save that one. Or at least for the other one, anyway. Or was it the one that was leaving that I took? It doesn't matter. One of them I just said I'm not gonna.
I'll leave this for you in case you need it.
I'm willing to bet you can use that as slinger ammo.
I'm willing to bet you're correct. I'm willing to bet you've also told me that multiple times, Eric. I appreciate the heads up, though. It's very nice of you.
I'll gather up what you didn't use.
Where are you running off to? Not somewhere I want you to be going. Don't like that. Nah, not as good as I was hoping, but he was also moving. I probably should have waited for him to stop moving so I could have gotten some better hits. Yeah, he's leaving. That's what I was worried about. Well, it is what it is. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother. Knowing that, I don't feel bad. This was basically a 3-year to begin with. That other one was literally going to leave as I did the thing. Nope, you're gonna die. Cause like I'd have to start trapping that thing with like electric trap, shock traps, and, like pitfall traps and whatnot, and I'd have to stop it from leaving. And then I was gonna say I'd have to force it to move, which I mean maybe I could dung pot it. Keyword maybe. I'll try next time. Because maybe I can go ahead and force it to... Like, maybe I can force it to go ahead and move somewhere else if I know it's going there. But it's sneak attack it and then dung pot it before it would naturally be moving on its own. Maybe I can push it back farther. Alternatively, it might just go ahead and go for the exit then at that point, but again, I think it's worth a shot personally, because worst case, it doesn't change anything. Best case, I get an extra kill in there. I can kill you guys next round without a meal if I need to.
All right.
But yeah, we got some. I think we're gonna start out. I won't start out, but like once we finish this up, the 75 kill, hitting 575 on stream. There we go. That's better. Once we hit 575 though, I think what we're gonna do is
We're getting paid well for that one.
start doing some of the other quests. Like I got the Hirabami Harvest one, no, and I have the 3 Hirabami for. What I'll probably do is I'll switch over to my standard set, and then I will take some of the dung pods, just be sure. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do the Hirabami Harvest for the one thing, because that'll be an easy enough one to knock out personally, from what I still have to do. Because I still have some of the tempered ones, like the Gala one. That's going to be tempered Raidou, tempered Gypsaros. That's not going to be the hardest thing to deal with, don't get me wrong. I'll probably just need to switch up some of my gear and give myself lightning resistance. Because I can definitely have the monsters fight each other. That's not really a concern. Should I go check to see if there's any SOS flares still? Actually, still. Like there were any to begin with. 6 minutes ago, I think that Rumpoke was probably dead. Normally I would go check that, but I'm like, usually 6 minutes is a good indicator if it's like 6 or 8 minutes, especially in the high rank mission. If it was a low rank one, I'd be like, okay, there's the possibility. But it also wouldn't be low rank, so yeah. High rank, I'm willing to bet you that Rumpoke was already dead, which means I'd be going in strictly for a Gravios, so that really ain't gonna do much. Yeah, I do wonder what kind of variants they'll add in though. We've got stuff like I'm sure Black Gravios and like Emerald Kunga will probably come back. Would not surprise me in the slightest. But I wonder if any of the new monsters would get a form. Like I said, I would love to see like a Heat Jindahad or like a Cockatrice, like a dragon, like a Aquamatrice that's like a proper Cockatrice version that can like stun you and whatnot. That's a dragon element. And again, I think dragon element works best for an actual Cockatrice, Aquamatrice. You have the dragon and stun.
It's on its last legs. Just a little more.
And on top of that, what else? We got a charge blade here. Or charge axe. Let's see, I know we'd have switch axe and charge axe. Let's charge axe. I was gonna say because you got this sword blade on the side. And I've gotten the two mixed up a couple of times. To be fair, similar icon, so easy mistake to make. They've got a an Arson, so they probably got some stuff, but again, I'll offer just in case for them. I don't know if it's like a basic Arson. I wasn't paying attention to see if there's a basic Arson or not. Some kind of Arson. Again, we all find that kind of situation, just in case. Then once we get up to the, listen, we'll do the Hero Bomby Harvest, and then, did I update or not? I don't know if I was paying attention to update or not. Okay, I did.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm gonna do the Hero Bomby Harvest. Let me just go over actually and look at the event quest to further, not what I wanted to do. It's like, I want to do this one, but first I'm going to do this one, because this is one of the few low rank ones I still need to actually do. Because I think I've done this one before. Done these. I'm trying to think, what's the next one that I actually need? I got that one, I've got that one. These ones don't have anything. Gotten what I need from this one already. I finished that one off stream because I know it's on stream because I got something from it already. This, I believe I'm good on. Worst case, I run it off stream. I know this one I got good. This one's good. This is the Hemstrigian. Is that one the one that has the Tobeans, which I think I have already? This one I think I still no. Is that one the one that's the Blanca? Never mind. I still need this. Still need the skull. Still need that. This I've done off stream before because I did it once on stream. Was there? Still need this. Still need this. So I'm gonna do this one. Still need this one. Still need this one. This one's relatively new. Still need that one though, and I still need that one. And I still need that one. Plus, I need to do all of the special ones that are like the groups of
All right. Yeah.
monsters in their various
There's a quest
elements.
that's only available right now.
Where it's like Raydao, Sarakios, and then whatever the other one is. That might be like. Again, I'm pretty sure it's just 2 of them. Or not 2 of them, I think I'm pretty sure it's 3 of them. So those are the words. Those are the predecessors to Proof of a Hero.
Let's be on our way. Feel free to use all the
And
supplies.
at
No
that
reason to be
point,
frugal.
with Proof of a Hero, we can actually take that on at some point on stream. Again, I would want to find some people for that. I know the monsters will have a lot less HP if I do it by myself,
Now, how
but
about it?
I'd rather face 210k Arc-Tempered Archveld with a bunch of really prepared people alongside me than go in by myself and internally scream. Because it's one of those quests that I don't trust randoms to go ahead and pop in for it. In the sense of, like, the same way that I don't trust the, Arc-Tempered Rumpopo quest. Not in the sense of, like, I don't trust them to be fair. If they have it unlocked, they're probably decently prepared, but it's one of those that I'm like, oh, at least decently skilled, rather. But it's less that I don't trust them to be skilled, and I trust them not to be prepared. Because that is a big difference. Because you could be the most skilled player there is, and if you are not prepared properly, you will get curb stomped. I mean, GOG's a great example of that. You got people that are running in with the right weapons and the correct stuff there, but they don't have any kind of buffs on them. You know, maybe they don't have an armor set that can help them out.
Good boy.
You know, they don't have a meal prepared. And then they die. And then that's a situation that's not great for everyone. Because there's some situations like that. Like, for example, we've done GOG before where even though I came in properly prepared, I got stomped on. Like, I got literally punted by him, and then he smacked me afterwards. Where I got comboed into dying. You're going to have situations like that that will happen. So you want to have those be the situations that happen as opposed to unnecessary deaths. This is why I'm like, if I see the doctor one, I generally avoid that one. I'm just like, I'd love to be able to do it and help people out, because I know that they actually need some help with that. But you got people that are coming in without poison resistance, and coming in with 300 points of armor, that are getting themselves one-tapped, or close to one-tapped. Like, I'm coming in with a lot of armor, and then I'll have stuff that boosts my armor even further. And I'm taking half my HP and damage, like a third half my HP and damage. And that's stuff like Defender Meal procking as well. They don't have that, potentially. You know, they could, but
Commencing the quest.
it's one of those
By
things
order
of,
the guild.
they might not.
Look at all our ingredients.
So at that point, you gotta play
Barbecue grill.
like a paranoid player. You
Feel
gotta
free to
play
use all the
paranoid.
supplies. No reason to be frugal.
You gotta play real paranoid with it. Because, well, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. That's kind of the issue.
There's a monster here.
Okay, where are you running off to? Are you running off to the exit? You are. Why I'm going to interrupt that. God, flash pod, no, flash bug coming in clutch at the right time. I do love that if you get the mega things there, you just get a free shock trap. It means if they're in like a really awkward position, you can just have them there and get a free trap out of it. Okay, where are we going? Okay, you're not going to the exit this time. We love that. We get an extra kill. We deterred him from the exit. The flash pump the stench. I don't know which one it was, but it was one of them. And I'm not going to complain. Either is good. What's the dung pod even look? I'm kind of curious what the dung pod even looks like. I've never actually seen the dung pod. I've seen like the bomb pods and the other stuff there. I'm like, yeah, those look kind of what I would expect them to. Oh no, never mind. He is just leaving. I didn't know there was an exit point. Oh no, he's actually just heading up here. He's just cheating. Never mind, he's not cheating. He's just leaving anyway. Yeah, I didn't know apparently he could exit through that spot as well. That doesn't look like a spot that a monster could enter or exit through. It looks like he'd smash through it if he tried. Okay, well that was an attempt. We made an attempt. So we can get a good warp spot to him. I'll just go to here. That's probably the closest spot we got.
Wow, we sure got here fast.
Well, my hopes got dashed really quickly, but yeah, we only got this one and 5 more to deal with. It's not that bad. Again, if I'd had 3 more, we'd be down to 2, but well, to be fair, we didn't think about the other one, but if we had the other 2, we'd be down to 3 then. Any amount would help, but could be worse.
This if you need some heals.
Pulverize him. Helps that I know how long this will actually take. Generally. Killing this guy would be like 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes 45. Say about 3. Been on this guy for a bit. To be fair, I can also check my sharpness on my sword. General good idea. Obviously, there's a small bit of RNG, but I'm like, even still, it's not going to change that much on there. I can kind of get a guess for how much HP he has based on how sharp those blades are if they're from full. Yeah, he's on skull right now. We've got a little bit left. Should end off a little before green. But oh, I really love that being able to jump through that and just a boost from it. Okay, I was gonna say, as you can see right there, just above green. I've had it dip into green before, where I've had some situations where I just haven't had enough damage. Or I get enough powered up hits,
that monster dropped.
but like I said, you can kind of tell from that one. That's not one that I'm worried about. It should be at 570. I'll double check. I know, I hate the effect that I'm double checking, but like, I'm going off on tangents and I'm talking and I'm not fully paying attention. My brain's going on autopilot as I'm playing. So I'm not actively paying attention and marking in my head if I've gotten the number down or not. Okay, I did have it correct. Yeah, 5 more. I
All right.
it's my area
Let
too.
me
Let
know
me
if you change your
check.
mind.
We do have 2 of them. That's what I mean. I'm going to with that one. I will save it because it'll be. There's only a 3-star one. That's a good one to save. Cause it'll be a nice, easy, quick one if we need it. Problem is that 25 minutes means that thing's about to leave. So we're gonna get. And again, I should have it. We'll go for the tempered one first, and then we'll go for the base one. Because now that it's in a hunt, it's forced to stay for at least that minimum time. It's like that meme. I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me. And since it's not 2 tempered ones or 2 basic ones, we can actually differentiate which one is which very easily. In terms of who I want to target. So I can physically see the scars on one of them, whereas the other one won't have it. You just start scratching the ground and leave scratches there. It's kind of funny, but... If the other one comes in, I'm just going to go ahead and dunk pot him. Yeah, scratch marks. I get claw out of it. I guess to be fair, it's like claw fragments, I imagine.
Look out!
Hit both of them at the same time. Works for me. They're both getting clubbed. Clubbed, clobbered, and utterly destroyed. Luckily, this is the one that I want, so I'm quite happy with that. Yes, the one downside though is that I will be losing sharpness at twice the rate. It's no longer a good indicator on how much HP this thing has. I mean, to be fair, I know how much it roughly should have, but it's full right now. We'll sharpen this up right here. The other one's gonna come engage anyway. Like, if I don't kill this thing with my dual blades, I'll just bring out my gun lance and just nuke it. Okay, he's gone.
Nimble as a cat. Fierce as a cat.
I need you to
Looks like it's
line
moving to a new
the
area.
shot. Wow, okay, 2 frames. I was definitely off there. Couldn't know its hitbox is actually no, that tells me that what it does tell me actually is that its hitbox is smaller than I thought it was. Well, not necessarily
All right
smaller,
with
but
you.
more narrow. And the way that works is that the amount of
Looks like the
frames that
wolves
thing
left
moves
something
through is how
behind.
much damage. I only did 70 damage. Normally that isn't that good. It also tells me that because of that pod hit it for 2 frames. So it glanced in, so it must have hit like the head of it. Its head's probably a little bit bigger. Welcome back. There we go, that's a lot better. That's a few more frames. We're still hunting Rompopos, but we're getting close to finishing our daily cap for what we need to. Afterwards, I was talking about... Also, how'd the appointment go, by the way? Obviously, don't get too personal, considering, you know, we're live, but... Hope it went well. But we're kind of talking about a couple games. But what I was considering playing and why I haven't, and... For today. Was what I feel like doing after this. Which will probably be, we're going to do here Bomby Harvest, and then we'll probably do a couple of the... Maybe like the Skull Ticket one we might go for, if not the Gala Suit. One of the 2 of them. Okay, blood donation appointment. Gotcha. To be fair, appointment could mean a lot of things. It could have been blood donation, doctor's appointment.
What will you teach us today, my
Could have
college
been,
friend?
hey, I had to go do something specific here or there. Alright, we got 3 more to go. Oh, another one spawned. Well, it's solo, so I'm just gonna kill it.
Okay, Hunter. Eyes keen.
Again, I'm just gonna
mind
preemptively
sharp.
mark this one. I will need to sharpen up, though. Unfortunately, I will not have any big Rompopo things there. No, that's fair. I get you completely. Like I said, I'm not gonna fault you for that. I appreciate you for popping by just to begin with, and then... How did a falling boulder land on this man? What did he do? Okay, as I was saying, I appreciate you popping by in the first place, especially because you said you were leaving me up in the background, so... I appreciate it. And like I said, you didn't miss too much. I was kind of just doing Rompopo hunts and talking about a couple other things on my end. Like, one of these times I would really love the Roaring King of the Castle, but... Or like some Jackbox stuff, I'm like, that would definitely need a good amount of people for. Like, more than the amount of people that were playing Tabletop Simulator reasonably. Which I'd love to. What are people? This one's Vexper. Dang. Is there like some kind of like event going on there or something like that? You know, you donate X amount of blood, something happens type of thing? Or just kind of... Just an appointment? Fair enough, yeah. I imagine you'd still be out otherwise. But... Yeah, I wonder what suddenly decided... to get a whole bunch of people in. Oh, just a random day then. Guess a bunch of people just decided that today was a good day to do it. On the topic of donating blood, you know they did in Europe at one point or another get a whole bunch of people. I don't remember what country specific it was in Europe, but I know it was, apparently. Yeah. There's a group of, I don't remember what country it was in Europe, but it was in Europe somewhere. And you know how football is in like soccer football is really big in Europe. Well, in order to get a whole bunch of blood donations, what they did was they would show someone that was on like their deathbed being like, oh, they need a blood transfusion. And it was very targeted because they'd find out what was the most hated group in their area and the most liked group in their area. And they'd be like, you know, there'd be someone wearing, say, like an Arsenal shirt and being like, I won't take, you know, and they're like, we have to give you blood from someone. And it's like, what kind of blood is it? It's from someone that likes one of the other teams. I don't know which one it would have been in this instance. And be like, no, he'd rather die than have their blood running through his veins. And it was targeted to every region based on who their big team was and what their most hated team in the area was too. And they had like a whole thing called like the Blood League and everything. You could search it up, it's a real thing. It was It's actually really interesting. Because they were struggling to get blood donations. And they had an over excess of blood. Like, they had like an excess of blood afterwards because they had so many people donating to support their biggest teams. So I think it was like the biggest teams got some sort of thing for it or some other thing there. That was just to also just to show that's the Wounded Hollow, not the thing there. So I normally not care about the Raidao that much, but you're like, oh, that's fine. Also, we got one more. It's not that bad. We got one more.
I'll get
But-
ready too.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's kind of interesting. So I don't think I've seen a Raidao in the area before. I don't think I've ever seen a Raidao in the Wounded Hollow before. I didn't know it could spawn there. I know there's certain monsters that actually can't spawn in the Wounded Hollow. That's new. I thought Raidao was one of the ones that couldn't. Outside of event quests. That's interesting.
Everyone
To be fair,
here
it might be one of those
helps.
things that's just so unlikely to happen.
I can help you source materials.
Like, I know Jin physically can't because it's too big. That's the reason why it's not in Proof of a Hero. Otherwise, it probably would be there instead of Arkveld, or be a 5-monster hunt.
Somebody wants to make a trade.
Yeah, like I said, the Blood League, feel free to search it up for anyone that's curious. Real thing. Ooh, I did not attempt for the monster chili, but not burning one of those ones on it. To be fair, what am I even using there? My best fear needles. Are you donating because there's massive blood shortage around the time of the first strike? I mean, that's one way to get over it as well. Because don't get me wrong, it's one of those things. I know a lot of people have a fear of needles. It's a surprisingly common fear.
All right then.
So don't feel too bad on your end. And the fact that you're at least trying to do something about it, and
If you like
it's one of those things that'll help you get rid of that fear.
delivery for you.
You know, props to you there.
Yeah.
Like, I'll admit, I used to have a fear of needles, but I've had so much blood work done on me just because of my health condition that it's one of those things that I got used to it very quickly. So, as I said, I feel you on that. This is my 18th donation. Dang, you've been doing a lot then. How much are you donating, if you don't mind my saying? Because I know that there's different amounts that people donate, where it's like, I know it could be like a, not a pint. I know there's like a, I know some cases where you can donate different amounts. Just kind of curious. Either way, that's still commendable. Also, I'm lazy. I'm just gonna run Perfusion of Poison real quick. Let's get that last one, because I want to switch over to something else. And I'm not waiting 5 minutes to go ahead. And get one to spawn that's not the big Rumpopo. Which, surprisingly, we had a situation today. I'm really surprised about the Halo, because we actually got a big Rumpopo done today with a group of randoms.
What kind of monster are we after this time?
Very shocked, considering we had one guy that did not have poison resistance and went down. And we had the Guidelines guy that got blasted. I got blasted, so we were down to one thing left. Doesn't feel a bag, dang. They don't give me a specific. No, that's fair, I get you. That's still a decent amount, though, dang. You've done it like 18 times? I'm assuming it's probably a pint of blood, if I imagine.
I'll just help
I
out.
can... After I get this guy down, because unfortunately... I cannot pause the game as much as I'd love to, because I'm an online server. If I was playing single player online, then I could, but... And I specifically have to be marked for online single player, not even like just being in a server. Single player type of thing. Yeah, I think it's a pint, if I... It'll be 18 pints of blood. I believe is the equivalent of like... Actually, I don't know how much pints of blood is in your body. Find out. I know that's at least a person and a half. Or 2 gallons, but my entire donation was dang! So yeah, that's like what, 8? Yeah, jeez.
Looks like it's moving to a new area.
Actually, I don't know what type of blood I am. I know I'm either A or AB, but it's one of those things I never asked. At least I should be A or AB anyway. You should.
Great job, partner.
Worst case, we're 1 over on this. 10 pints of blood. Okay, I thought so. I was gonna say it was either 5 or 10 pints of blood. I knew it was one of the two. I believe it has 10 pints of blood, but can lose 5 comfortably. Well, not comfortably, but you get what I mean. 5 before you start having issues. Don't quote me on that. I believe I remember hearing that somewhere. I was gonna say, I wanted to say it was 10 pints of blood initially, and say like you'd gotten almost 2 people's worth. If you did a pint each time. But yeah, let's see how many, like, Google this real quick. How many pints? Yeah, so one standard blood bag is about 450 to 500 milliliters, or about a pint. So yeah, if you've done it 18 times, that's 18 pints. That's almost 2 full people's worth. That's almost 2 full Halos worth of blood right there. Alright, that is our Rompopo goal, though. So, actually, let me get a meal. Actually, screw it, I'm just gonna cook something. I'm lazy. As I say, that's probably the most unlazy thing I could do rather than just burning a ticket. One of them's running around with the Rompopo gear on. I just noticed that. Custom meal. Elemental res is not bad. We'll take that. Take defender. Then we'll go medic. Get 8 elemental resistance out of it. I mean, that'll be really good too, because even like on my end, I got 0. I'm -8, I believe, by default for my current set, because it's not lightning resistant now, because I got Mizu stuff on, which I believe is like -3 or -4. Yeah, -3. And then Arcveld, I got 2 parts on, which is -1. So it's -8. Yeah, right there. You actually, I'm saying you can see it right there. Loadouts. What do I do first? I got the Hirabami one. That's ice res. What I can probably do realistically is I can probably pull out the Jindahad set. Actually, instead of Wyvern or thing there, we'll go Crescent Rook for the. Because this I do know it has a little bit better built-in. Actually, to be fair, I say that like it's a guarantee. Like this is just a good gem to make up. To be fair, Shield Iron Wall is a good gem for something that doesn't have it built in. That's 3 and then 1, and then you can put an Iron Wall in for 2, so you have 3/3 then.
Yeah.
Honestly, I probably should update. Actually, let me go ahead. Speaking of which, let me actually save that. Let me update that and save that to have Iron Wall in there. Or the Iron Wall, the Crimson Rook in there. Because I'll have guard 3 either way. And this would just be straight up better because I have. I mean, yeah, I don't get the what's it called? I don't get the thing, but it'll work.
Yeah.
The fire attack. Alright, we just gotta kill here 3 Hirabamis at the cliffs. That should be easy enough. I just bought a .19 actually, now that I'm looking. Yeah, whatever. Could reach 3 gallons, but off that apparently 24 is what I've done. 3 gallons, dang. Be fair, that checks out.
of monster are we after this time?
So that's
Okay, Hunter.
what, 4
Eyes
quarts,
keen,
2 pints each, if I
mind
remember
sharp.
right. So that checks out then, yeah. That's 8 pints. There you go.
Firing a large dung pod should make that group scatter.
Yeah, you're telling me, Eric. I don't have one, but you know, actually, I'm realizing this is gonna be. Well, to be fair, if I can get it down, I'm gonna go ahead and use my dual blades because, like right now, with this guy down on the ground, pretty easy stuff. So pretty easy damage. These guys are only 4-star anyway. I bet there's 3 of them. But to be fair, these things are notorious for being in groups. Now, if I chosen this over Arkfeld, or not over Arkfeld, over not Arkfeld, if I chosen this over, what's it called? Rompopo? Oh, my brain blanked on it. Getting so many of them, because again, they are pretty notorious that they spawn in groups. I think there's other quests where they spawn in groups too, like the Jindahad Arc Tempered. It would be weird that I'd technically be running it for that reason then, to get 3 Hirabamis out of it. I would do this quest so often, if that was the case. Because that would be the best way to get Hirabamis if I was doing them. Again, I'm quite content with picking Rompopo. There's also just the least picked monster, which is kind of funny. Like, the least picked monster. Like, I guess people ain't gonna mind it if it's gone then. Oh, he got himself stuck. And then plus, I'd have plenty of slicing pods. It's not like they're doing a bunch of damage. It's more just the fact that there's 3 of them is the issue.
Use the splash fly cage to bring it down.
Capture down. Also, I love that we got the flash flies. Getting the Rathalos treatment, we're gonna get grounded. So we're gonna focus on one of them at a time. But if it does come to it, I will just honestly switch to Gunlance, because Gunlance is gonna be way better for hitting them. I do like the challenge of not using Gunlance though, trying to use them strictly with dual blades, because I have the short range and the fact that they're floating monsters, so I have a disadvantage on that reason too. Even without sending them scattering, I like the challenge. Because again, they aren't doing that much to me, and like next time I'll just go ahead and be more aggressive with it.
Time to go on the offensive.
To be fair, I am ripping through durability on my my dual blades. Then there's 3 of them. So they're all taking different sharpness amounts. Fair, I'm also not popping. Should be doing this. I should probably popping a seed and a demon drug. Give myself every advantage I can get in the book. Popped an armor skin too, because otherwise it's going to bother me that I don't have that popped. Yeah, that's better. Again, I know it's with the fire, so we're going to hit them with fire. But yeah, 3 of them in a group got their weaknesses covered there. I don't have to kill one of them, I have to kill 3. To be fair, once I kill one of them though, it's going to be substantially easier. That means there's one less that can actually get in my way from attacking another one. Well, it's not getting a ton of resources from these things, but that also tells me that I'm probably, for the harvest tickets, going to be needing your bombing resources, because that's how that works. Okay, that's 1 down. Weird snake worm things with giant spines on their tail, like giant spines, just giant razor blades on their tails, to the point where it's one of the few cases that you can actually break it multiple times and get different pods off of it. Again, I will so many kill shards. You can see another one. I'm gonna focus on this one right here.
Looks like it's moving to a new area.
No, you're not. Never mind, you are.
Yikes! Spikes! Those could come in handy on a hunt.
They would if I could get onto one. Plow them right into there. Better be able to yank them. Those ones are kind of nice to actually plow them into. Good news though, they did split. So, actually, I'm gonna go and take the mining here too. I might as well. I'm not gonna bother, but I'm like, I always need more Gracium and, speaking of, and Icium as well, because I need those for a lot of weapons and resources. I wouldn't be surprised if I need them for some of this stuff.
I made eye contact with it.
Hello, Gipsaros. Alright, well, we got this one right here. I think the game shows me that there's an ice trap right there. There's a natural trap. Again, I'm sure if I was using my gun lance, I'd be having an easier time. It's like the Rathalos. The first Rathalos I did took me like 10 minutes. But that was also because of the fact if I was using only dual blades versus it. And I was using... I think I was using dragon ones too, because I just fought Zoshia. And then I ended up being jumped by a Raytheon, and then a Rathalos came and I had to kill that thing. It took 10 minutes to do for one of them because I didn't have knowledge on how to fight it. That and the fact of, again, I could not hit it for the love of God. At all.
Don't forget to grab what that monster dropped.
Anyone who's, I mean, fair, this thing's not as bad because it just floats in the air as opposed to physically flying, where you have to snipe it out of the sky, or, again, gun lance really good for that, lance really good for that. Kind of just anything that has really long range is a good hard counter to Eurobomb, or, well, not just Eurobomb, but like to Rathalos, Raytheon, any kind of ones that can fly around like that. That can generally end up being a nuisance.
What do you think we'll find?
Go ahead and grab these while I'm here, because I'm like, I might as well. Finish the quest up, it'll respawn anyway. Again, we do this the first time, how we do it, and then afterwards we do it better. I wonder how much here bombing stuff that we're going to need. We know it's going to be here bombing. That's how the trend goes, but I wonder if they inflated the numbers because of the fact that it's 3 hero bombing for the quest. Nice. Power popping because of damage because it's been 2 minutes. Blast activated. Crit right when I need it. Ooh, weapon down. That means it's gonna be able to fly less. It's gonna have to ground more often. Alright, he's almost dead. To be fair, once it's down to a 1v1, we're on fair terms. It's going to be a lot easier to hunt them down. It's like I remember Scylla being like an 8-minute fight, and I can casually do that in like 3 minutes, no problem. And that's including moving to it. Snipe that out of there. Oh yeah, this one gives me dung pods as well. I should absolutely be taking advantage of that. He's on his way to move. I'm gonna grab the blackened fossil, because I can trade that. Some ancient fossils. Yeah, stealing all the resources from the environment.
New supplies. I'll take the opportunity to add them to your sacred's pouch.
More large dung pods. Again, I will take everything from here. Because those are permanent resources. We get to keep them afterwards. Free lure
I've been
pods. To
gathering materials as well.
be fair, I feel
Check
like
your
that
field pouch for the
probably
layer.
explains why we get a bunch of dung pods and lure pods. You scatter them and then try to have one focus on you. It's not you pick them off one by one then. That's probably the intended solution. Actually, not even probably, it just is. Alright, he's sleeping.
I'll
He's a
just hop off
little
for now.
sleepy guy. Normally, again, I would normally gun lance that and just dragon's fire, but or lemon fire rather. Like I said, it's gonna be dual blades only. Wow, he was that dead.
Great job, partner.
All right, let's see what we get from this afterwards, because again, we'll have a bunch of new stuff unlocked. So I'll say a bunch of it. Might be like one armor set, or it might be like a couple pieces. I'm probably guessing an armor set on that one. Oh! One of those is a gold one. I just got to achieve, obtain a gold crown for hunting 10 or more monsters in your monster log. That means one of those here Bomby that generated, because I know that they spawn randomly, like when that quest has, because I know some quests have preset size monsters, like there's a couple of them that have large size monsters. Unless this one has a preset size, this might be one that has random sizes. Because I just got a gold crown, meaning I got a max size one. Or near max size one anyway. I'm gonna harvest ticket. Yeah, one of them was... So I got the giant crown collector and full screens gold. So yeah, that's a max size Irabami. Or near max size anyway. Because it theoretically could update. And I know that... Well, actually, no. Silver can update. Gold is max. That's a max size. Again, I'm surprised on that. There. You say a whole bunch of them that are in silver, because I know silver's basically personal best up to large, like not average size. It's above average essentially. This one got silver. But yeah, like this is a max size. This is max size. This is max size. To be fair, if this thing wasn't max size, I would have broken the record for that at some point. What am I 574? I thought I was 575. Alright, whatever.
Yeah.
We're going back in and solving that. I guess I updated twice at one point in one mission. We're fixing that. We'll just do this one. I'm just gonna use the fire gear that I have. I don't care if I get poisoned. This thing's not gonna be able to kill me. Okay, apparently I was off by one. I must have double counted. I must have pre-pushed, and then I did it afterwards. Or I accidentally double tapped at some point without realizing. Well, it doesn't matter. This is probably double check. So that should have been 575. No, it's 174.
Location confirmed. Moving out. We've received supplies. Let's be sure to use them.
Alright. Actually, that should be a... I was going to say, that's a thing there. I think that's a high-level player with what they have, because this is just...
Monster down. Let's go.
Because that's a cleanse thing. Which means that's probably from Gormagala. That's water on their end for sure. That's water. I see splashes. Oh no, I'm hitting fire because that's why I have put personally. I'm too lazy to change it. To be fair, it's not going to matter that much. It's a 2-star. He's already nearly dead. Alright, problem solved.
You have a knack for helping people.
Eric, I'm just in it to murder the Rompopo. If it means I get to help people, I'm very happy about that. I'm just a crazed lunatic murdering giant lizard, kiwi, mosquito things that shoot poison out of them. They're kind of weird. Anyway, now that we've actually hit 575, we're good to go. Also, let me go on to the thing. I want to change up my motif now because I've got the gold crown one. I want to see what that looks like. Still, the fact that you can see a 575. That's beautiful. You can really see which some of the weapons I've done. So the fact that I have one weapon of hunting horn. I know it's a ball, and I take exactly that was a hunting a ball of horror. I know exactly what that was. I played some off stream on on my other account with the hunting horn, but yeah, I still gotta get reused to that. And we got the light bowgun. This one's for the arena hunts. And a couple other things. Not the arena hunts, the because I think those count. Doesn't matter. Yeah, 10 or more. This one I need to get. Basically, this is every monster in the game, a base game. Except for Jindahad can't have it. Guardian Arkfield can't. I don't know if Zoshia can. So maybe Zoshia, maybe not Zoshia. But I know Guardian Arkfeld, Jindahad, possibly Zoshia. Omega can't, because Omega's guaranteed one size. I believe Omega's guaranteed one size. I'll have to double check. Because Omega, it gave me the achievement before fighting Omega. And same thing with Gog. Gog is consistent size as well. So I think, yeah, this is consistent size. This is consistent size. So I did Legia. They gave it to me. Or actually, it did give it to me for Legia. I don't think it did actually for Legia. Never mind. I think it's for all these monsters up to Gormagala and Arkfeld. I think actually it might be up to them because I'm like, these ones were added afterwards, so I don't think they count for the achievement. That's incorrect, I think. Because yeah, I just need Gore. I need to fight more Bolongongas. Gravios I'm good on. Rathos I need to fight more of. Fulgrangeneth I need to fight more of. And I've gotten a couple of them like Gipsaros was bound to happen eventually. I'm surprised I'm getting a tiny crown on him, because I got nearly 40 of them. Cuckoo. Yeah, Zoshia doesn't change in size at all, so Zoshia is exempt from that. So yeah, Zoshia, probably Mizu, Seregios, Legia, Omega, Gog, and then Jin. I'm pretty sure the only ones that don't count in that case, but the rest of these I need gold crowns for, or small crowns for. That is a lot of Omega Micros. I've killed more Rumpopos than I've killed Omega Micros. That's funny.
See you again, Hunter.
Considering Omega Micros pop up so much throughout Omega's mission.
Do you have any
Like, you're pretty much guaranteed to kill them. Okay, it is a whole set. What does this look like? That looks cursed as a guy. That looks cursed. It's pretty cool looking though. I do like the helmet on this. So yeah, I'm gonna need 10 of these. Earth crystals, dragon bone relics. Here probably, yeah, I was gonna say they have a lot of scales, so they definitely upped the amount because they expect you to be getting a lot from the Hirabamis because it's like 5s and 3s and. Okay, it's like a shard oil bone, monster broth, not that hard to get. Frozen ice bone's a pain. Because I have to harvest bones at the Watchford. Yeah, the fact that the Cliffs has 3 unique items to it. It has ice bones, Icium, and Gracium. I understand for like your Icium and thing there, but I feel like Gracium you could have probably put somewhere else and made it a crafting resource. Like you could have put it in the plains, or you could have put it in like the Scarlet Forest. I feel like. Yeah, the rest of that's not bad. I need 4. Or sorry, I need 2 Dragon Bone relics, 2 Keen Bone, or 4 Keen Bones, 2 Ice Bones, 2 Oil Bones, 10 Earth Crystals, Bunch of webbing. That's going to be a nuisance. And the tail claws. Actually, for tail claws shouldn't be too much of a problem. I have the resources for it already because I just need 10 of them. I have 12. Hides, we're going to need... So 18. It's 18. I have enough for that. Webbing is 6, 10. Okay, I think I have everything I need for it because the scales we're going to get plenty of. Like even 10 wise with them. And then that's 18 right there. I have 1 spare. Yeah, I have everything I theoretically need minus the tickets. That's surprising. I was not expecting that. Actually, correction. I might need some stuff for my Palico because I was going to see there's going to be...
How can I serve?
What does the Palico stuff look like for him? Because he's going to have an outfit for that too. I forgot about that. Fire Blunt, Feline Jack-o'-lantern. Oh, this is basically like the Gormagala outfit. Let me see for comparison's sake. It's the same thing in terms of the base. Is it again? I lost where it was. Ghost. Yeah, same stuff. Obviously, mine's gonna look a little different because it'd be white. Mine's blackish because I have it set to black because of the arc-filled gamma. Be a hide, webbing, tail claw, yeah. It's not bad though, 4 and 1 on everything. I do lose armor.
Safe wanderings.
To be fair, that really doesn't matter on Gustavo, and it's not like he's at like negative 10 of one element, so I really am
There's
fine.
a quest that's only available right now.
Yes. Alright. We'll do this once more, and then I'll give myself the ability to go ahead and do it off stream. I think that's pretty fair. Because I don't want to do this 10 times potentially. Literally, possibly 10 plus times. Like 13 times potentially. 'Cause 3 for my Palico and 10 for me. Assuming that there's not any weapons that are associated, which it shouldn't be considering it's an armor piece.
Commencing the quest by order of the guild.
So, you know, potentially 13 times of needing to do it unless I get a 2 or 3 ticket in a group, which I can get. I know I can.
That's our target.
I just realized I didn't grab the thing.
Didn't even know it hit him.
Alright. I'm actually going to take this opportunity to... I mean, that works. Can we just not bounce back and forth? Okay, that works. We're spreading him out. Okay, he's focused on me. Okay, when he starts getting annoying, we're gonna switch over to Gun Lance. Okay, that should scatter them. And it should make this drastically easier than taking 11 minutes to do. But I did want to challenge myself the first time. This I'm not going to, especially because I'm being given resources for it that I can keep. I just need to deposit them. Fair, free way to get large dung pods and lure pods. I'm not gonna complain about. Those are always in demand. Okay, that's another webbing. That's actually 2 webbings down. So still need the stuff with the base here, Bomby stuff. I wonder what they would have done if your Bomby had been the least hunted monster, because I know that the prediction was it would have been up there. I wonder what 10-star here at Bomby would have been. Would they have been weaker, but you would have had to take out 3 of them, or would it have been like? You know, what it could be. I wonder if it would be like a one 10-star one. It's got a little bit less HP to compensate, but the fact that it can summon, I could totally see it being a summoner, where it's not as big a threat, but it constantly summons other hero Bomby to deal with, and you'd eventually have to take them out.
It's on its last legs. Just a little more.
I could totally see that. Would be out of the realm of possibility. I think it's tail you can break like 5 times. 3 or 5 times. I know the first and third give you a tail shard. I know the second one gives you a claw. Or I think it's 5 times, because I was gonna say better 4 times. I was gonna say you can get the claw twice.
Come in handy on a hunt.
Alright, well we got another one down there. And again, they're all scattered. We just need one dung pod, one large dung pod. And unlike the Popo, I actually will carve these up. Even if I'm gonna be getting excess of resources, that's fine with me. I'd rather have an excess of resources and be very comfortable where I'm standing, essentially. And I got 2 heavy slicing pots for free. Alright, we're gonna sharpen this up though, because we did run my blades pretty dull. Went from having 1.32 times power to down to 1.0. Green, I don't like that. You're gonna be getting... Okay, you're floating down here. I'm gonna have to engage you. That's gonna be a problem. It could be. Bro, I can just do this.
I'll leave this for you in case you need it.
So there's gonna be 2 of them. Gun lance is gonna be a better situation here. I was able to blast that a little bit faster. Go hit both of them. I know it didn't do as much damage because it hit 2 targets as opposed to 1, but it's not bad. Ooh. Oh, they can stun me? Today I found out your Irabami can stun you. I think they're maybe from the... I'll leave out the gun lance, because I can just do this to deal with them. Because they're doing the same thing the Rathlos does, where their tails are free target. Or element. God, I really wish I had... Yeah, I might just have to pop a dung pod on this one. I am not dealing with a group of crack happy. Split up, and then I'll lure that specific one. Seconds. I'm not even gonna risk trying to do 2 of them like this, which I'd love to. They're just too much of a nuisance. Little flying guys that also group up in packs. They're the 2 things that make them really annoying. God, I love hyper armor. Shout out to artillery for giving me an extra shot, by the way. Free artillery out of that. I think anyway I have artillery on this. Could be wrong. Got on that one. die. Like, you've been outstaying your welcome. Just gonna go into an out of context stream at some point. You're like, what is he talking about? Chad, I think this guy's unhinged.
Don't forget to grab what that monster
No,
dropped.
no, I was just talking about the
Your
fact that these
weapon could use
monsters.
some sharpening.
I'm about to say, I'm gonna sharpen. And I was just talking about the monsters, guys. So that any of you over here welcome. Just these monsters have, you know? Chad, I think he hates us. Unfortunately, having to rely on a slower weapon like gun lance, I mean, it is good, but it does have the downside that it's going to make the fight a lot longer than with dual blades. Because dual blades is just great for DPSing a single target. Provided that target's not floating, or it's not Seregios. I mean, you can definitely do it Seregios, it's just not going to be a fun fight. Steve be a funny little man, but... Did he just dodge through it? He did. He decided he was going to pull some evasion window out of it. He pulled his own evade window, which I think is kind of ironic, because I think this thing actually does get evade window for some of its skills. Those are not skills, like some of his armor gives evade window. I need to double check to be sure, because I don't have much here bomby armor. One of those things that never really interested me, because didn't really have any dual blades. It's a shame, because I think it does have some pretty decent looking, like most of its pieces are pretty good looking. A couple of them that I'm not as big a fan of, but to be fair, there's gonna always be some pieces that don't look as good as some of the others. There's a couple of them that I think look really good though. I'm like, I really wish, as I said, they had dual blades, especially because you've got the Blanco sides, which are post-game, and then you have Jindahad, which both of them need an ice gem to upgrade. I believe Hirabami only needs a wyvern gem. Means that any weapon that has Hirabami as an option, even if it's a blue sharpness one, you at least can get a maxed out ice one pretty easily, barring... Nursilla, I need you to really not hit me when I'm trying to blast him. Like, did not tell you that the first 3 rows are a splash zone? I guess not. You really should have. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that Wyvern Spire would have actually killed him too. That's unfortunate. The other one's starting to rot. It means we've been taking that long. This, to be fair, I think this is probably going to be those quests that's going to be a long one regardless. So yeah, probably better to do it off stream then. Because there's going to be a lot of gallivanting around. What did you daze yourself with? And then he just paralyzed himself from touching the ramp. Oh, that one was actually really close to dying. I guess I must have hit that one initially, and then he just got himself damaged through other means. That or I went after the wrong... Be fair. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think instead of going after the one that I damaged and lured at me, I think I went after the other one, because that's the only reason that took so long to kill that specific one. Whereas this one went down pretty much immediately afterwards. Well, I mean, I was going to have to do them both either way, so it doesn't change much. Yeah, this is 100% gonna be one of those 10-minute quest types. That sucks. Oh well. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and do that one off stream. 9-star Sorkios and 7-star Arkfeld sounds painful. I think it also scales Arkfeld automatically to 9-star as well. Since I'm just playing 2 9-stars back to back, which
I'll get ready too.
I'll have to do at some point, but
Go.
not right now.
Don't be shy.
I've got
Have
other
it all.
priorities.
Here. It's all yours.
At this point, I'm not even taking. Like I said, I remember
Hope
putting
it
monster
serves you
parts
well.
as the priority. Then it was weaponry.
Here.
Right now it's just medicine.
It's all yours.
Medicine and supplies.
Hope it serves you well.
And that's a free tier 5 weapon I don't have to spend cuckoo parts on. Means I could potentially skip out some of the tree. This is tempting. The fact that there's 2 Rompopos right there. Part of me is like, I want to kill them. I am the Rompopo exterminator. I'll let them go this time. This time being the key word. Normally I wouldn't. I would have gone after them, but I'm like,
Yeah.
Alright, what do we got next? Okay, these two have way different weaknesses. One of them's lightning, one of them's poison.
All right. Let me know
Um,
if you change your mind.
I'm trying to think, what's the best way to handle this one? I think the strategy, honestly, might just be...
Of course. Come back anytime.
Let me go back to standard real quick.
Ooh, I'm liking this.
I want to plot a poison resist charm. I think what I'm going to have to do is once... Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and deal with Gipsaros first, so I can strictly focus on Redoubt afterwards. Just gonna... There we go. Fire... Wyvern Lovers... Crimson Rook. Nope, I actually don't have a artillery on there. I guess I just had 3 on there. Oh, you know what it is? It's because I got power normal, that's why. Not slightly strong, would have given down to 2 if it wasn't. That's why I was only doing 100 on there. As opposed to this, I'm gonna take the... That's the water resist one. Blast res, dragon res, ice res. This one's funny. Thunder res. I actually wouldn't mind using this one. I mean, I won't get anything out of it because I'm too lazy to switch off the thing, but... Let's make poison res one. That's not it. Poison res. Should be favorited. Here it should. Stun. There it is. Attack boost, poison res. We'll run that for the moment. We get rid of Gipsaros, we'll move on to Redoubt. Yeah, this is gonna be a... Okay, so they're both at the same time. This is one of those cases I wish I had second person in for. So I can have one of them handle Gipsaros, and then I handle Raydao, or vice versa. But they handle Raydao, I handle Gipsaros. But that's just gonna have to be how it is.
What kind of monster are we after this time?
This isn't a mission just anyone can handle. Thankfully, we have you.
Yeah, on the plus side, they will be jumping each other. Because they have decided it is on site. And luckily, since Raydao is the tempered one, but only 3-star strength, it means that Gipsaros should be an easier target. Because this thing is going to be getting blasted for 2,300.
We go!
Which actually means Gipsaros probably isn't.
Be careful. Okay.
Honestly, this means I gotta go ahead and use Raydao to go ahead and help me. Because, like, yeah, that hit that thing for like 333, 333. Okay, barely scraped him, but again, we will use Raydao. We will use him as, I mean, we'll get any damage we can on Raydao in the process, but we'll be prioritizing one down at a time. And weirdly enough, I actually don't want Raydao to... Let's just start trying to fire at me. If we can get like another 2,300 onto him, oh boy, we're having a good one with that. Even off on that one. Like at 338, 162. And again, if Raydao gets poisoned, that's not bad either. I do love in the third, apparently the third Monster Hunter, you can actually cross them and turn them into different element monsters. So I've seen people running around on that game from clips on YouTube with like water or dragon Raydaos murdering things. Unfortunately, its attacks still do lightning damage, but you know, the concept of it's cool. You just a Dragon Raydao, like actually Dragon Raydao uses, instead of lightning energy, just uses dragon energy, which to be fair, could be something realistically possible for Raydao. Instead of lightning, it goes ahead and tries to give you the smoke via dragon energy. Or like, I could totally see a water one. Hear me out on this one. It's a more aquatic Raydao, so it has like gills and like tail fins and whatnot there. And instead of lightning, it shoots out highly pressurized jets of water, like boiling water. So it's like, have anyone in chat seen a, like a water jet, like a water cutter, like a jet cutter? It would basically be doing that with water. So it's just creating a jet cutter. Oh, I was trying to do that there. He's taking my flash pods and he's trying to nuke me instead. Yeah, he's going for him now. They're going for each other. I didn't realize he was going for the thing there until it was too late. Stun me. No. This is what I would say is a fun quest. Even if it's going to be one of those I know it's going to take a little bit, similarly to the previous, this one doesn't feel too bad. Oh yeah, look at that, 3,000 right there. You getting smoked. Gipsaros is poisoning Raydao. So Raydao's taking some damage, so it's basically just the two of them fighting while I'm intervening and trying not to get jumped. I really need to get rid of that though, because my friend, he's about to be full. Yeah, except when that stuff like that happens.
This'll freshen you up quick.
There we go. Yeah. To be fair, that was, I think, bound to happen at some point. That or I might have to actually focus on Raydao first, or I might have to split them up. As nice as it is to have both of them focusing on murdering each other, they're also focusing on murdering me. Sometimes.
Leave this to me. Shields inbound.
It just doesn't do anything anymore. I didn't think I was going to be flash potting a raid out. I generally don't need to. If I get their flash pot a raid out, we're in a weird situation. I got 25 Thunder Res, so for the most part I should be fine without Thunderblight. I want this man to hit him as opposed to me. Okay, he's faking death. It would have been really funny if I knocked him out of the air. I'm gonna pop it. I really wish I was moving there. Okay, he did damage right down a little bit. Oh, I think he broke one of the Fulgurite. Yeah, he broke the Fulgurite off of one of his wings.
Looking weak. Almost there.
Yep. Raydao, help me kill this thing. Maybe I'll let you live. That's a lie. I'm not gonna let you live. But I can tell you that I'm going to let you live. No, I'm on your side of it. I accidentally hit you. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, actually, but... Okay, I want to hit the blue on him first, because if he goes down, I want to make sure I get that extra thing on him. Like that. That's... Yeah, I was gonna say, I think Raydao basically took him out at that point. I think it wasn't me that took him out there, I think it was the Raydao. Actually, I have so many Gipstros parts that I probably don't even need to carve it up. I would need the Raydao to carve up, though. I don't think I actually need to carve up Gipstros at all. Alright. What happens now? I switch over to my water stuff. Because I know he's primarily weak to ice, but I don't have good ice stuff. Fortunately, it kinda sucks. I should drop these off too. So like, even if I tried to use the lure pods and the dung pods, that ain't gonna do much. Because where they're gonna go? The other side of the arena and then immediately come back? Like, that ain't gonna do much. Alright, we got time. But yeah, even though this one is 100% made to be a longer mission in the Wounded Hollow, and have 2 of them in there, that doesn't feel bad. Like, you're fighting a Gipstros and a Raydao, they're gonna fight each other. Like, it feels like you're in the middle of a conflict of 2 monsters. Am I on the Crescent Rook? Oh my god, I am. Let me get back up over to there, because clearly I didn't switch over to the right weapons. I somehow switched over to the wrong one. I did. I put both of them in the same slot without meaning to. I didn't even realize. I'll switch up the icons for the things for them afterwards. Not exactly as important cosmetically as mechanically. But yeah, he's got a good amount of damage on him to start out with, and he's only at 3 strength, tempered. God, I love elemental absorption. Such a funny skill. Unfortunately, I don't have any lightning damage like a power up there. It's very situational, wanting to hit the same monster of the same type, but again, stuff like Arc Belt actually really good against. And at the very minimum, it gives me elemental resistance. I gave you a moment to run. You should have left. You know, this should be like the original Monster Hunter, where if the monster runs away, you just pick up the progress. Actually, that would be pretty nice. Eventually, you just hunt down the monster if it please. To be fair, I don't think it... I don't know if the original one had it move to different areas, though. I'd have to look. I've never played or seen anyone play the original Monster Hunter. I wonder how long it would take to beat. I watch like a couple times like Easy. I wonder if he'd ever do original Monster Hunter. I've seen him play some old games like Lego Batman, for instance. Anyone who's played the original Lego Batman with the PS2 version, oh my god, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I know it has a PC port at some point, that's probably why, because he was playing through Steam, but there's probably some way to do it. Can you not hit me, please? Very rude. To be fair, I think once his wings are broken, though, the Fulgurite is broken off of them, I think they're gone, because he doesn't have anything in the plains. Actually means that he's a little easier here. Unfortunately, nothing broken, but to be fair, he also had... That's nice. That's one of the harder things to get. Like the Bolt Horn, if you just focus his head down, not that hard to do. Fulgur Talon can be annoying because you have to break his wings, with the Fulgurite covering them, then you have to go ahead and break the Wing Talon on top of that. And he, in that time, no, he can. He absolutely can. Apparently there's Fulgurite in this ground, somehow. Apparently everywhere has Fulgurite. I would have loved to have let that split, still something. Are you exhausted as well? No, you're just dead. Oh, I'm nearly dead.
This is where Handler's real work comes in. You go get some rest.
Yeah, carve you up.
That's my partner.
Again, you're actually worth carving up. Speaking of bolt horns. Oh yeah, and that and the fact that you can get them on a low rank too and they'll carry over, because there's no bolt horn plus. It's one of those few resources that actually carries over between versions. Not bad. And heavy armor spheres in the process, too. Not bad, though. Unfortunately, we don't get any... what's it called? But... Oh! Look, I know that's for Gypsaros. I know that's for Gypsaros because that's the 40th Gypsaros. Because we checked earlier, it was 39. I'm screenshotting the, thing, though. We got increased title, and we got 2 crowns. We got a minimum size Gypsaros and minimum size Ray Dow in the same hunt. That is unlikely. So what are we looking at for minimum? Actually, I've had minimum size Ray Dow before. I mean, myself Ray Dow. Gypsaros, rather. Because I know on my other account, I got a minimum size one, and I got a maximum size one on this one, on the first hunt. But yeah, that's the second monster I've actually got a minimum and maximum of. We're not counting this one because technically he has a silver crown. It's not a gold crown. What is the Ray Dow's tiny size? 1800. That's like the size of a max Hirabami. I'm pretty sure. Where's Hirabami on this list? Yeah, 1891.64. 851.37. That's like a near max size Hirabami. That is actually kind of terrifying to think about. What's the gala ticket looks like? First of all,
How can I serve?
how many do I need for the Palico? Is it just 2 or is it 3? Okay, it's 3. Lightning. Okay, the mic stand, that makes sense. It's lightning damage and it's blunt. Okay. Oh, I love that. Oh, that's awful. I love it.
Do you have any requests?
Oh, it's only one on this one, so we only need 8 of them in total. Oh, it sparkles too. I can look dapper. Feels like a, what is it, like a sundial on there too? Basically, a free sundial on my arm, and it works as a slinger. No, I'm dripped out on this one. Gotta get this one at some point. Probably get peak performance, maximum might, divine blessing, level 3, coalescence, item prolonger. I need hunter symbols for this. Did I just not get any hunter symbols? That also, I want to point out the fact that I need a Raid bolt gem for the cuffs. And a hunter symbol. That is expensive. And a plate from a Raid. The jacket. Yeah, look at these. I like, look at all these resources in comparison. Like, Raid scales, okay, that's fine. Light crystal, whatever. 254 comparison to 2, or in comparison to 13. To be fair, I can get the for Nursilla too, so. 56 and 4, 85 and 4, and then, to be fair, 64, 94, that's fine. I'm fine with taking that as opposed to, because like, I don't get Nova Crystals, that's just in there, but I also need 5 hunter symbols in the process. Hunter symbol 3s, and that's from hunting. I guess to be fair, maybe I just didn't get lucky and pull a hunter symbol. Because it implies that I should be getting some from the Raid Owl. I'm going to start with this one, because I have the resources too. I want to get rid of the one that has the bolt gem first. Because I don't think I'm going to need a bolt gem anytime soon.
Yeah.
But if I do, well, I've got that one taken care of at least. Okay, what we're probably going to do here is we're going to switch back to fire. Actually, no, it might be better just to go for the Redoubt first, because the Redoubt is going to do a lot to the Gipsaros.
I'm not worried. You handle these all the time.
I'm using Lucky Voucher for the Redoubt in this case. Hear me out on this one then. I run the Poison Resist Charm. But I run the Fire Weaponry right now. No. Hang on. Wrong one. I was gonna say, I'll just run the, Fire Weapon. I'm like, no, that's for the Gipsaros entirely. I'll run the, Water Weapons for the Raidal. And then I'll run for the Gipsaros to not have to deal with his poison. So the two of them are going to be fighting each other. Raidal is going to be a bigger threat. And Gipsaros is not that much of anything, it's a nuisance. Again, what she's going to do is Thunder Blight me. Like, yeah, I have 17 Thunder Res. I'll just need a couple stacks of thing to compensate. And he'll be able to flash right out for me and do a couple things for me in return. So it's worth keeping Gipsaros around for right now. Okay, so to be fair, the same logic, they both help me, so I want them to fight each other. And that is the ideal guy. I need to be facing away from this if I see it though. Otherwise, I'm in for a bad time. Like this, 25, that's plenty. So he'll get poisoned, and he can get stunned, and then Gipsaros can get rail gunned by Raidal. Oh no, we'll do this twice on stream as well. I think that's fair. Like I said, maybe we'll switch up tomorrow. We'll do something else tomorrow as opposed to Monster Hunter. I'll see what I'm feeling like. That hurt. That was 459. There's some good damage right there. I should have loved to have him. Ooh, he missed. He's trying to aim for me as opposed to Gipster. I should be having it. I should be going when he's aiming towards me. I should be running towards the Gipsteros then, now that I'm thinking about it, because Gipsteros potentially gets blasted, especially in a situation like that, where he's down for the count. Both on the ground, actually.
All right. Look.
Nope, apparently he still got me from behind. I had to be further back from him. Despite that making no sense, I'm not even looking at him. I can't see the flash. I can see the aftermath of the flash, but I don't see the flash itself. Jump to avoid that. You're really trying to flash everything. It's not gonna help you. Like, at least the raid out is doing something. You're doing, I don't know what you're doing, Gipsteros. He's running crack at it. To be fair, I think he can stun me multiple times though. But yeah, these guys got big crackhead energy. But anyways, as I was listening before, I want raid out. I want a water raid out that's like more aquatic, where it's clearly used to like swimming as opposed to flying as much. Also, I'm pretty sure Gipsteros is resistant to lightning. So the fact that it's still taking 3,000. Yeah, look at that, 6,000 right there. Just from me going ahead and getting in its way.
Go on the offensive.
Just have Raid Down do my work for me. Guy missed. With a shot. He's trying to go ahead and flash and he can't. Ow. Still spit poison though. Gee, that's not bad though, because it means I don't have poison on my end, Gustavo doesn't either. I got paralysis, but... Hit him, thank you. Hit him, not me. That wound. No, I dodged through that, but he ain't.
Leave this to me. Heals inbound.
This is what I mean, like, Raydao is taking out Gipsteros for me on my end, no problem. I mean, he's done, like, what, how many times has he? Well, it was only 593 for a whiff on the toes. That's still good damage. Yeah, like 593 is still there.
Just a little more.
Like, honestly, Gipsteros is probably still gonna die first. I would not be surprised. Because I've tried to switch targets to both of them. I've done a lot to Raydao. Raydao kind of just clobbered him. I'm assuming this thing probably has, like, what? 18,000 health, maybe? Actually, no, it's gonna be higher than that. Never mind, I stand corrected. Wait, heck, even if it's like 24,000 health, even if it's 30,000 health, the fact that he's still knocked off over 6,000 HP would mean that's 1/5 of his HP just gone from the Raydao alone. So, like, whatever the situation is, it's still gonna be real nasty for Gipster. Even if he had, let's say, 50,000 HP, still losing 6,000, you're still losing 12% of your HP, you're still losing over 10% to a Raydao. Even if he had 60,000. He doesn't. I don't think he doesn't even have 50,000 because that's like a 9-star monster. Potentially. Like, I don't think Tempered Arc Veil that break 9 even gets that much. I think he only gets like to 43,000, 48,000. And that's 9-star Arc Veil. He got taken out by Radau, more or less. Radau popped him and Gustavo smacked him. Better I ran through him as he got railgunned. It is a shame I have to kill you. I actually really like you as a monster. And to be fair, if you'd been the flagship monster instead of Arcveld, I would have been quite happy. Heck, I probably would have been happier. I like you more than Arcveld, to be honest. You're probably my favorite monster from this game. Outside of maybe La Liberina. I really like the spider, too. Flamenco spider kind of cool. Actually, to be fair, I like its armor more than I like its design. It's a good design, don't get me wrong. But I think I like Radau as a whole more than I like La Liberina. We're talking about monster design. Weapon and armor design, like, armor designs, 100% goes to La Liberina. That's my favorite armor set in this game. I like all the monster stuff. So I have to, I admittedly am a little biased there. Yeah, we'll get rid of the,
Leave this to me.
Okay, I'm surprised I survived that, to be fair. Yeah, he can be there for that. Actually, I think the Pure Wasp was the reason I lived. Oh, Radau's almost dead. So, I mean, we'll see how it looks in comparison in terms of speed. We can figure out which one we go for then. Obviously, we do have to take a small asterisk because I did use water weapons the entire time, but, you know, that's not going to be too much of a difference.
That's my partner.
It's like 20 resistant, or like 10% resistance instead of 20. It's not making much of a difference. It's a couple points extra. Oh yeah, that was faster by 3 minutes. 100%. Ooh, and we got a... Okay, yeah, we're not getting what we should be for the thing there, unless it's very unlucky. But we're not gonna. I mean, worst case, I have to use up a whole bunch of 3-star ticket or a 3-star or hunter symbol 3s rather, 3-star hunter symbols. But it's whatever. 2 tickets was pretty good though. We got a plate out of the Radau, so that's going to immediately be used for that part of the suit. Okay, it seems to be on an overall amount of runs of this I have to do. I'm not gonna complain because free Radau parts, but
Come on over.
still expensive.
How can I serve?
Considering I only need 8 of them, the fact I got 3, I have enough theoretically to make the entire. Well, I was gonna say, well, if I didn't make this, I would have had enough to make the entire Palico stuff. Yeah, we'll do this. Now we got the jacket.
Watch this.
I'll probably find a design for this at some point to make into a cool looking outfit. I just need to figure it out. That's the big part. This is probably the one I'm gonna do last because I'm like, I could get away with. I mean, the pocket watch looking thing right there is cool. The chain, but it's like the least important part of the outfit in my opinion. The top hat's kind of cool though. I do like that. I do like the slacks. Like, it actually just doesn't look that bad on this outfit as well, to be honest with you. Looks pretty good on this. Yeah, I think I'll do this one next. Got the main parts of it, I'd argue, down now. Okay, I need to figure out what I'm going to use for this, because this I'm going to need like 13 runs. 11 more runs, potentially. Assuming we get a couple of them that have duplicates, we're probably talking 8 runs, maybe? We'll do one more. And we're gonna do one of the ones I haven't done, which is gonna be the Gypsaros and Ursula one,
See
which
you
I
again,
actually
Hunter.
will switch over because they're both poison
Ooh,
and they're
I'm
both
liking this.
weak to fire. We're gonna go ahead and switch over to fire for my weapons. Should probably mark these because they're the ones I actually use consistently. Because I actually know which ones I'm looking for. They'll help me in the future, so I'm not spending 5 minutes looking or
Yeah.
preemptively trying to go to one where I'm like it's much lower. Alright. So this being an 8-star quest, it's 2 frenzied monsters. This isn't gonna be too bad. Their frenzy stuff isn't gonna bother me as well because I'm running
What kind of monster are we after this time?
Gormagala anyway.
Commencing the quest. Are you ready?
Now, Nursilla can still potentially do a little bit of nuisance stuff like webbing me and like he can still web me and put me to sleep. I think he can also put me to sleep, but that really ain't gonna change much. Again, we're gonna focus down Gypsaros first because I think can blind me. Come on, that's a frenzy Gypsaros being put to sleep by the Nursilla. I'm actually gonna take advantage of that. Thank you, game. See, you get corrupted by the Gormagala virus. I embraced it. You were merely adopted. I was moved by it. Whatever the line is. Something, something. I don't watch a lot of Batman stuff. There's like the famous Bane line though.
Another monster's horning in.
Gypsaros actually woke up. I know that bonus damage would have been awesome, but if there's 2 monsters, at that point getting a whole bunch of free hits on Ursula is probably way more valuable, honestly. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. If I'm lucky, they'll start beating each other up, though. If I'm lucky, I can actually hit both of them on the same attack.
Leave
That'd be
this
even
to
better.
me. Heels inbound.
Okay, I'm actually happy about that being down for that because I can't. Okay, I need to roll and sharpen up as well. Hiccup. Unfortunately, Gustavo can never be immune to poison, which is unfortunate. I would love if he was. Because if I had the ability to make him immune to poison right now, and just tack poison resist onto him, well, he wouldn't be getting poisoned this entire time. Meaning he would have less downtime potentially being dropped. No. Will not. One of those bit though, because 2 monsters. To be fair, 2 monsters is always going to take way longer than 1, so. I mean, we've seen with the double tempered Rumpopo, I'll bring everything I can that's basically a perfect counter to him. And it'll still take me like 8 minutes, like 7.5, 8 minutes, so.
Look out!
Ooh, sniped out of the air sucked though. Extra damage to begin with, and then getting stunned. I'm actually gonna take Pure Wasp right here. I know I'm not status, but to be fair, what's he gonna do? Put me to sleep, maybe? What he can really do, and then I go into this spot, I'm basically invincible right here. Unless they can break my HP down entirely. Like, while that boss was still up, I was effectively vulnerable. Okay, he's nearly dead. Wonder if he fakes his death because he's frenzied. So he's just an angry boy. One of those things would be like survival instinct for them. Ah, I was trying to get away from that. Oh, my last one too. Alright, well, let me go ahead and heal myself up first. And then we're gonna go ahead and sharpen. I was gonna say, if you could web him, that'd be awesome, but I don't think he will. I mean, he's at least doing 189 damage per web. Gonna say he's still weak to fire, but he's still got, well, actually his 3-star becomes a 2-star. He's actually more resistant to fire now in his mantle. Not good, but yeah, still whatever. He'd be weaker to lightning though. That's why Kizu and Gipthros get picked as targets for the Nursilla. Might wear its skin. Again, I think it's such an interesting thing. We don't have more monsters in this game that do that sort of thing, where they attack each other, like they attempt to prey on them. Like, imagine a giant bird getting jumped by a giant spider. Like, I know that there are birds like tarantula hawks, or I think it's tarantula hawks, but specifically, where is that mosquito? No, that might be the mosquito. Never mind. I was gonna say. I know that there's like certain spiders. Like I know there's tarantulas that eat birds, for instance. So to be fair, this isn't too far off of that, because it's basically just a giant version of one. Considering the fact that this thing's bigger than my character and it's not to scale, I'm pretty sure Nursilla is like 20 feet tall. I wouldn't be surprised, like 20, 30 feet tall. I do the conversions for my non-American viewers. I'm trying not to die right now. Okay, we got the... Okay, so he does still do the fake out. Look at the Nursilla parts here while he's down. How is this? That's 3 quests that Gipsaros is in. He's against Raidal. He's against... Or he's with Rumpopo, we get the one down there. And then you have the Frenzied Gipsaros that you have to deal with alongside Frenzied Nursilla. It's just kind of weird. It's not like the Hirabami case, where I'm pretty sure Hirabami only shows up at the Hirabami harvest. I think. As like a main target anyway. I mean, he shows up elsewhere, but you get what I mean. Also, how are you still... Oh, the Pure Walk's actually reducing some of the thing that's getting a little high.
Leave this to me. Heals inbound.
Not anymore. Oh, I was gonna say. God, be getting pretty close to curing it. Not that it matters. He's dead. He's just dead. Even if I'd been frenzied, I would have still killed him.
That's my partner.
I'll just carve him up because I might as well. But yeah, I think what I'm going to do is probably go this one, the Raidal one, and then the Hirabami one. In that order. Because, like, this isn't too bad. This, and I think it's just the skull mask on this one, too. So I just need, like, 1 or 2 tickets for that. Alright, let's go double check.
Come on over, Lou.
Then afterwards we will start wrapping things up, I think.
How can I serve?
Maybe we'll do a second one for the sake of for this one. But oh, we'll see, we'll see. I need 3 tickets. Okay, so I will do this a couple times. Intimidator and earplugs. Now, that is awful, I will say defensively. Very weak to fire. And the only thing you get is a slight dragon resist. So it is awful defensively. But, like, it is kind of cool just having a giant skull mask I can wear. But yeah, no, defensively that's not great. And I know it's like, don't worry about the elemental stuff too much. You know, it's got decent armor on there and the effects are pretty good, but to be fair, even hitting something like -10 can be really concerning elementally. Because not only does that mean it's going to be really hard to break into the positives without having multiple stacks, because I'm going to need 3 gems, or like for example, elemental whatever 3, and then I might still need elemental absorption to hit into that 20 to be immune to that blight. Because when you get into something like Arkveld, you know, that can start getting rough, in a single word. Because like if I'm going up against Arc-Tempered Arkveld, for instance, you know, Arc-Tempered Arkveld is not going to be merciful. I do like the fact that it starts out with this thing getting Kratomon. Okay, thing up there. Does free damage. Ooh, I do 30 on there too. Also, need to focus on this. Either of them taking damage is good. It's not like I'm picking one or the over, or one of the other because I have to. Part of me kind of wants to see an Ursula variant that's like some other kind of monster. Because we all know that, like, the Ursula is basically, like, the subspecies are the same species, like the one that's like the Kizu, the other one? The one that uses the Kizu skin? That one is still technically the same Ursula, it just uses a Kizu skin. Meaning it gets some of the Kizu's properties because it ate the stuff from the Kizu. It's the same way that the Gips are... Okay, just nuked me. Wow, that is surprising. But it's the same way that, like, the Gipsaros gives it the poison that it can use, too. Whereas, like, I think the Kizu gives it paralysis instead.
That was a rough one.
Which, to be fair, I'd say give it something that has sleep, but it also just has the sleep that it can do.
Check your sacred pouch.
But you know what we could do? Give it something that gives it blast. Ursula with blast sounds hilarious. It just webs you and then launches explosives at you, essentially. That sounds hilarious. Honestly, kind of like a cool concept. Called the demolition spider. In there. It's like, oh, you have like the corpse spider, and you have whatever that one is. The demolition spider is awful though. I don't know. There's probably some better title than that. But I'm like, be funny. That, or it could be a variant of Ursula that instead of going ahead and webbing things there, it uses its webs to lay traps essentially. Because it uses the webs like tripwires, and then it has like little bits of whatever that basically rig explosives up. So basically, it's just rigging up like basically more like landmines or like basically tripwire mines. You step on it and then kaboom. Like, hear me out on that one. I think that would be cool. And I would not mind it. And it's like, I'm sure there's probably some monster. Like, you could totally just make one of the DLC then at that point. Or in like a future Monster Hunter that you have a Ursula in. You have Ursula coming in against a monster that's lightning element that has blast blight. Like, I'm sure you could figure something out reasonably to be able to do that. So I mean, the variants are basically, some of them are just basically just what ifs, essentially. You know, what if this monster was put into X kind of climate? Or what if this monster did this instead of, and used its properties in certain ways instead of doing this? Like the Emerald Conga, Rocket jumps around using its farts. Blasts, I guess.
Hang on, I've got you.
But it does stuff with it. So I'm like, that's basically one of the earliest things where they were basically just recolors. I mean, I know some of like the Rathalos ones actually have different affinities now, but
Leave this to me. Shields inbound.
you know, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. I did poison it, luckily. You can see it's taking the ticks of poison. You can see the things there. Okay, Ursilla's dead. It's too close. Okay, I do need to sharpen up though. I'm on yellow. Oh, basically, I'm full. Sir, I need you to die, kindly. I'm just exhausted now. It's perfect time for me to get in and get all my stuff in for you. So it's free wounds, free hits, free everything. But yeah, I totally could see a variant of Nursella, because if you have the, like, it just has a small change in behavior. Instead of taking, so you have the other one there, then instead of preying on Gypsyros, it has its environmental factors change, so Gypsyros aren't around. So you have to use another monster instead. Well, what's another monster that's immune to lightning in its area? That thing realizes it's immune to lightning because it's implied to be pretty intelligent. Bird Wyvern Gen, nice. You know, it's implied to be pretty intelligent. So, you know, it could probably realize, hey, there's something that provides blast here. It breaks off little shards off of its back. So instead of like the shards on it, you could totally have them be like little rounded nubs. You know, implying that the crystals broke off of them because it uses the crystals, intentionally breaks its crystals off of its back and laces its strings with it, so that way when the strings react, you know, something goes into there, strings react, kaboom. Like, I think that would be a pretty cool monster, personally. Variant Ursilla does that. And again, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility, if you really wanted to. Plus, it gives it the opportunity to use a different type of status as well. Because I'm like, what would you get? Stench? How would that work? There's only a couple monsters that give stench anyway, and I don't think any of them would be there. Even if they made a new one, I'm like, that would be kind of weird. Plus, wouldn't that keep things away from it then? So I feel like Blast would be really good, and I could totally see it using Blast effectively. Because you could have it go ahead and rig up trip mines to guard its nest there too. So you'd have like occasional little hazards set up right there. Or you could see like, okay, this Nursilla has, you know, little shards there, little blast shards all over. Gotta be careful. Ooh, that's 3 skull tickets. If I'd gotten that the first time, that would have been one and done. On the plus side, I don't have to go back to this quest at all anymore then. Just water attack and guard up too. It's not bad. Fortunately, I kind of preferred the opposite way. But, you know, Sword and Shield, that would actually be pretty decent because Sword and Shield is a faster weapon.
Do you have any requests?
Right, well, I don't have to go back to that quest anymore. So I got all the ones I needed.
Can I proceed?
Watch this.
Oh, good. Very good.
Alright, let me go and switch up my... Switch up my weapons real quick back to the water ones. That way I can do it off stream. But I'll be working on getting the Gala suit off stream. For now, we will
Soup and noodles, we've got a special
save
delivery for you.
and go from there because we had a nice 575 goal. It will either be back tomorrow, in which case we'll be hitting 600. Otherwise, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll see. I don't know. Like I said, it'll either be more Monster Hunter tomorrow. We'll swap, do something else. I'll try to think of something if we do go ahead and do something other than Monster Hunter. I'll try to think of something off stream so that I'm not sitting there for 10 minutes trying to figure it out like today. But, yeah, I'm kind of just going on. Just gonna go collect this while I'm here. Might as well.
Appreciates it.
But yeah, with that said, take care, Haplings. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll be seeing you all next stream. Bye-bye.